Welcome to the Sci-Fi Center, the place to be, where comic books and wrestling collide magically. Movies, TV shows, and pop culture we share. Get ready to rock, we're here to take you there. From superheroes to aliens in outer space, we've got the latest news and reviews in our embrace. Turn on your screen, let the neon lights glow. We'll take you back to the 80s. Let's rock and roll. Sci-Fi Center, where the legends come alive. Get ready to geek out, let your imagination fly. We're diving into the past with a touch of modern flair. Sci-Fi Center, the ultimate pop culture lair.
Welcome to another watch along. It sounds like my sound is working just fine, which was not the case last week. Let's make sure that I have all the settings are right before I go on sounding and looking like a fool. Let's try Amazon Basic. Yep, everything is going right. Cool. So yeah, that must have just been a stream. Our last time we streamed, we had all kinds of issues. That was a Saturday night live show. I literally had to stop the show, go back home, and thankfully we were able to get it restarted. So today is Monkey Man. For the second week in a row, we'll be watching a movie that I have not seen yet. So I will be watching this for the first time with you guys. I postponed this because my host Brad had to get the hell beat out of him by the little kids. So and he wait, hold on. I'll let him finish that. What's up?
Yeah, I'm just enjoying a well-deserved feast after getting beat up by adults. It was not
adults this time. Oh, okay. Well, you upgraded.
Tonight was a belt test for those of you who weren't aware. It was my second one in 48 hours. Yeah, Wednesday was for Krav Maga, and tonight was for American Tang Soo Do. So, and then I'm doing some board breaking tomorrow too. So I've never done anything like that in the span of 72 hours in all the years I'm doing martial arts.
Why so many in such a short span?
Because it's kind of complicated. Basically, the school added a new owner took over the school just before I joined, and they started with Tang Soo Do as the basis for it. And that's because he's part of another school in it's kind of a network of schools we've got, and then they added Krav Maga to the curriculum back in November, and so I started doing both of those, and the testing is every 3 months basically, so that's kind of the way the chips fell on this one is long and the short of it. Okay, sorry. Oh, nothing to be sorry about. I feel very accomplished. Nothing to be.
It's not like me getting kicked in the head.
I did actually take you in the head tonight.
Right now. Yeah, there you go, man. Watch out for that brain damage. All right, Vince has a link, so I'm going to go ahead and bring in my favorite author, Aaron. Can you hear me?
Aaron?
Yes, I can.
She's muted.
Yo.
How many of these imaginary opponents am I going to have to make for you until you send me some different poses, like a punch or something? I mean, or an uppercut, something. I'm running out of things. Not everybody can get bent over with the same kick. I mean, come on now. Come on, hook me up. Hello, Spider-Man.
Yo,
hey, Spidey.
How goes it?
It's hot. It's hot, and this compressor motor won't stay on. So I'm in Vegas without air conditioning right now, which sucks.
teetering on the brink. I'm at 99. It hasn't cracked 100 yet all week, but I'm at 99 right
Hey,
now.
Vince.
Yeah, it cracked 100 just today, and just for a little bit. And they're out here doing EDC. You
Again.
guys are psychopaths. It's 100 degrees out here, and you're out there
They
doing all
love,
that.
they love. They're trying to get bewildered in the desert and conjure up some visions. That's what they're
Oh
trying
yeah,
to do.
of the Reaper, the Grim Reaper's coming for some of them because you know they're not going to hydrate properly.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, so,
We get that all the time with little
What's that
mountain
mean?
climbers
And,
after it crosses 100 degrees.
what's that, Ruth? Or I almost
What's
called you
that
Ruth.
mean?
I almost bratted you.
What's that in
Go ahead.
you're in Fahrenheit? What's that in Celsius?
We'll have to get a
Whoa.
calculator for that. Hold on.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the whole.
Not the
yeah,
guy to ask.
Yeah. You guys.
If I had
use
to
that
guess,
stuff
I think it's
up
like your guys is like
Would that
68
be
or something like that.
Like
It's like 37 in Celsius for 100 degrees
Yeah.
Fahrenheit.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Yeah. 68 be dead, I guess. Thanks, Vince.
there. All right. As usual, if you want to support my Caffeine Havoc or the show in general, streamlabs.com/the-sci-fi center/tip. I'm going to be putting together my Comic-Con fund pretty soon here, so you guys can.
Comic-Con? Oh, so you can finance your trip
Yeah.
to Hall
I'm going to
H.
pay for it outright, but you know what? Like I said, I'm going to be. I think this year, last year was kind of like I was kind of getting used to some shit and kind of trying some stuff out last year. You know, we're out this year. I got a plan going into where the content that I bring out of there is going to be a lot nicer than what I did last year. I was impressed with what I was able to do last year, especially given the fluidity of the event and just having to move around all the time to where things are happening. But this year, I'm going to focus more on content because, like I said, I hadn't been in a few years, and there were things that were there that were not there that I think I can capitalize on, that I can both do live from there, but also break up into content that I can present down the line, because there's a lot of stuff, a lot of pictures that I still haven't published and put out of context. So yeah, I'm going to be this is going to be a business trip. So
If
you guys would be the difference between me eating at Roberto's or McDonald's.
If you do it a certain kind of way, it might be a huge boon for your channel. Actually, is Lloyd gonna be hosting you again or setting you up again like he did before?
No, I got to come out of pocket. They got their spots cut in half because I guess there's something going on with Toxic Avenger that you're
and
trying.
movies are back, right? Oh yeah, they got the Toxic Avenger remake movie coming out
so
too.
they only had so many slots, so those guys are going to be priority, which I understould. But
Well, you might actually hit your
Well, they're
500
remaking,
subscribers before
Venture.
you go out there. So you might
Yeah.
have you might have a way to finance some of your deal there.
cool.
pretty
What was
close.
that, Aaron?
Are they remaking that movie?
Yes, they remade it.
Are they remaking
Yeah, they remade it, and I guess they're going to be doing something special out there with it. So Chroma's bringing people out there. I'm trying to get me and Lloyd are trying to get a screening out here, but we can't get a hold of the dude. He won't even return Lloyd's calls, which I think is disrespectful, man. Come on. So
You got Bell Rev in the chat and Force here too.
who
How's
cares
it
about
going,
Floyd?
Forth says that Aaron's voice is much clearer this time around, and he also Forth has a second set of eyes on his forehead. So he's watching X-Men '97 and Madden Web simultaneously. So
Dude, everybody's watching Madam Web on Netflix.
because it's out.
It's number one. Yeah, but it doesn't have any business being number one.
But listen,
No,
you
it
said it
doesn't.
yourself
No, it
many
doesn't.
times that Sony had this deal with Netflix and they could load up shit and it still get watched. You said all this verbatim.
Yeah, I do, and I'm
you
right.
said all
and
this
there's
verbatim.
no
Even when it
incentive-
was in the theaters, you were like, "Yeah, once it gets to Netflix, it's gonna be number one." You said this.
Well, yeah,
you said
but
this.
see, here's the thing about this, and it sucks that that's right, because there's no incentive for them to do anything better. They-
Oh, my girlfriend just said people just love watching dumpster fires.
you know what? I value my time a little bit more than that. I'd rather watch shit like this than Beekeeper. Fuck that. I saw that, but I saw that in the
So
movie theaters. But
So what's the character study this weekend? I know you're switching the format up.
Be right back, guys.
And I missed your
not-
show last week because you shut it down and then you came back. I was gone already. So
Yeah, because the sound. When I was on Film Junkie, and I was on Film Junkie before we did we switched up, and it's something
Mhm.
about the settings between two different StreamYard accounts. it jammed up everything. Because because even when Brad came on, Brad was all jammed up, and so I knew it wasn't just me. So I
can
don't know
believe
yet.
that.
I know we're going to be talking Terminator Zero because I didn't get a chance to touch on that.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to check out your Magneto special because Magneto's actually one of the best Marvel characters. So
Yeah, it actually
hopefully
went on pretty long. Actually, I actually went extensive because we went from the beginning all the way up until now.
Well, yeah, you didn't just cut it off at like the end of a storyline. Usually, you're going
No.
through a storyline, so you can just touch on who's in the story for a second each.
Yeah.
So,
This time we did a full-on Magneto one, especially when, like I said, a lot of people. The one good thing about, or one of the good things about the X-Men 97 is people are getting brought into Magneto in a way that they had not. Now,
Yeah.
like I said, whereas I'll tell you outright, I have no use for 92. 97 was, like I gave a review last night, I would give it a high C plus. I am biased in that. I know other people would give it a higher one.
you
but
gotta give it a little more for effort, man. It's a 30-year-old sequel of a show that, although it didn't show any violence, there was no show out
Wow.
at that time that was going right off the comics from right before it came out. You know what I mean?
The problem I'm going to have
They're
with it
neutered
is-
Claremont stories, but they're Claremont stories nonetheless, and they're only like within 4 years, right? So
Yeah, but the problem I have with it is they're trying to, in my opinion, but there's just too much happening and not in the proper length and context. I don't know if it's possible for them.
I get what you
actually
mean
think
because
it's
that's how the
the
old
best.
show was. I haven't seen the new stuff, and then
Yeah.
also I'm wary. I know everybody wants to hype it, but I'm wary for the Disneyfication of.
Yeah.
It's a sequel of a show for people who watched it 30 years ago. So if it doesn't get more mature than what a
Yeah,
bunch of 7-year-olds were watching at the time, I don't know if I'll be.
It definitely goes up a level. I think here's the thing. I'll give them credit for this. I think they did the best with the best they could with what they were trying to do. I think what they were trying to do was semi-doomed to begin with because, like I said, there's a difference between adapting those stories and living those stories. And I'm always going to be biased the other way because Fatal Attractions was more than just what they showed you. They showed you, they gave you a glimpse of Fatal Attraction. The context of Fatal Attraction you could never translate into that story. And then a lot of stuff.
The old show ended on the Hellfire Club. I think Madeline Pryor was introduced, and they started doing the Cable Bishop Apocalypse techno-organic virus in the future storyline. They started it, but they didn't really go anywhere.
Yeah, and that's a long, complex deal. But like I said, for what it was, I thought they did fine. I just think sometimes the mission is flawed and not necessarily the execution. So, C plus from a show that its predecessor I gave an F. I think that's an improvement. So. There you go. All right. Vince has the Twitch link in there. So for those of you guys, go ahead and get on that. And then
Aaron, did you get a new mic? That's not.
No, I'm actually on my laptop at the moment because my computer went a bit funny at the moment. Well, my main computer and that because of StreamYard went a bit funny with the mic that I had on there. So it told me to restart my computer. So that's what I'm doing now.
Yeah, it sounds. I don't know what the difference is, but it sounds pretty good. I know Forth was talking about it earlier, but it sounds pretty clear compared to the usual. So yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
like the mic.
until she breaks down and comes on camera, this is pretty much what we have of Aaron. Aaron, take your time, Aaron. You can take forever, but until you do, this is what we have. I'm going to be adding new ones probably during this presentation. That's my favorite, but there you go. All right, is everybody ready?
I probably might
Yep.
have to buy myself a new cam.
Yeah, just let me know when to hit play.
Did you? Can you put the Can you put the Twitch? Oh no, never mind. I got it. Sorry about it. I got it.
All right.
It's loading.
I used to get them as a distributor, but they just stopped doing it for us. So I was like, well,
Who was that?
Forth says he gets free combo round tickets.
I think he's just messing with you, just to.
I think he is too. But if you do, hey,
if we're that easy, man, come on.
Hook up your fellow. Some people do. Some people,
He conveniently has the tickets you need, even though he didn't bring anything up about it last year. Talking about me.
well, because I was set up last year, and there you can get comic. There's a myth out there that you can't get them. You can get them second market. It's if you wait, you can actually get them a little bit. Somebody's as July whatever approaches, and there are no bars. You can barter just like anything else. So I know I'm going. It's just a matter of last year I went on a business trip budget. This year I want to go and actually do some stuff, enjoy San Diego a little bit more. I got my chip on the cheap last year, man. A lot of that might have been because of the strike too. But
the strike, and then like you said, you got set up by Lloyd, and it's not so far away from you. So if it's not super busy over there, then you probably couldn't get in there for a hell of a deal.
I'm sorry.
You see the argument between Samir and Fourth, Brad, in here? Can you see that?
Yeah.
Well,
by the way,
Samir is that's generally we've already come to that conclusion.
Well, real quick before we start the movie, because you're talking about Comic-Con tickets, it triggered in my mind. I don't know if you guys you may have seen this thing on Twitter floating around where somebody's asking people to post like what would be your all-time favorite Simpsons joke, and I mean I've seen all kinds of different ones about that. And this whole talk about Comic-Con tickets that maybe flashback to there's this one, I forget which episode it was, but Homer, he's trying to get to like a big football game at Springfield Stadium. I think it's the one where he becomes Flanders' best friend and gets like overly he just won't leave him alone.
Stupid sexy Flanders. So
he camps out in front of the ticket booth, with the sleep bag and everything. And he wakes up, when the tickets go on sale, and he says, second in line, all I had to do was miss 8 days at work. And this one guy next to him says, "With the money you would have made from work, you could have bought tickets from a scalper." And Homer goes, "In theory, yes, jerk."
All right.
Yeah, I bet you're not going to take Delta Airlines this time, are you?
No, I took. What did I take last year?
What did Delta?
Spirit. I will fucking just walk. I don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm 6'2", 248. What they stuffed me in last year, even if I went Spirit, I'll probably do a different airline. I mean, who knows? I got more time. See, last year it all came together within 3 weeks. I wasn't remember last year, guys. I wasn't going until I got invited, and then I went and I threw all that together, and then that's why. But this year I'm going with a plan. I know there's tickets available. It's just a matter of just like I said, wait until I want to pull the trigger. Hotel and everything else will be easy. I'm going to stay out in the same place I stood out last. I remember those pictures I took when I was on the beach in the roller coaster and I was like, oh, I don't want to leave. And then, like I said, my body was telling me, don't you dare betray us and take us back to that fucking blast furnace hellhole that Vegas was. Because I left Vegas at 114 degrees and got to San Diego at 74 degrees. And I'm like, the entire 4 days, I'm like, I have to go back, don't I? And it's like, oh my God. And when I got back here, sure enough, as soon as you got off the plane, my eyeballs started bursting again.
Can you go by the Greyhound?
Oh, no, I'm not going to.
Can you go by the Greyhound?
He can go by the Greyhound. He's not going to go by the Greyhound. That's what he said.
Yeah, the plane ticket in the hotel or nothing. It's just like narrowing down the right deal for my actual pass.
Yeah, I've rode Greyhound many times, and it's not comfortable whatsoever.
It's like you're $15
though. Yeah, you're packed in there like sardines. Amtrak's really nice, but that takes forever.
Yeah.
All right, we ready?
Yep, ready.
Yep, I'm gonna go ahead and hit play.
Ready to go and go from getting kicked in the head to and kicking other people in the head to watching somebody else kick people in the head.
Hey, can you put that? I can't click on that link. Oh, I got to go into YouTube. Never mind.
Yeah, you can do it from StreamYard. All right.
Hey, can you put that?
You got the Wikipedia out, Brad?
Hey, go.
I know. I'll get up right now.
All right. William said he hasn't seen this before, so don't get too far ahead of things.
Well,
yeah.
I'm gonna, like I said, I'm probably gonna jump off to watch it. So you guys,
William, what the hell kind of watch party is it if you're not at the party?
Well, I found out with Beekeeper last week. You guys were talking. I didn't want to stop you guys from talking, but I wanted to actually watch it.
All right. Fourth, you got a little reverberation going on, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and mute you right now, man. Just clear that up.
William.
Yes.
Black costume, is it next month or is it in 2 months for the new Ultimate Spider-Man? It's not supposed to be a symbiote. It's supposed to be something else. But did you see it? The preview?
I have not seen the preview. No.
It's all black. You remember on Ultimate Spider-Man in 2000 when Peter first got the suit and it was all black before the symbiote picture was on it?
Yeah.
It looks
Or
like
it's
that,
gonna
but
be-
then it's in the new art style, and he's obviously older and bigger. So
I need to take a look at it. Hold on.
Wow.
And for those of you who may not know, of course, is the Hindu deity Hanuman, and Dev Patel has talked about, he's really kind of predicated a lot of the basis of Monkey Man on the legend.
All right, guys,
of,
I'm gonna
Hanuman.
disappear. I'll be back.
Okay.
Hey, do I need to try to turn subtitles on? Because I didn't even think about that.
Oh, you might need to, yeah, because there is some there are portions of the
aren't
movie.
they part of the movie? Aren't they like in the? Oh no.
I think these days you have
Yeah.
to like manually turn it on with home media.
Yeah, pop those subtitles on, Vince.
You
I
know
don't know
what
if
I
they have like
find
half subtitles
interesting?
because the movie's in English.
That all
Huh?
Asian cultures. You know
Yeah,
what
go
I
ahead,
find interesting is that all Asian cultures have a monkey story, and it's all the same.
Son Goku's the Monkey King, right, Aaron?
It's just gonna be paused for like a second. Because
Yeah,
the
that's right.
The monitors, it's
The
on.
first-
I couldn't read anything.
The original show was based on Journey to the West, Aaron. The new stuff is a little different, like Z and GT and all that. That's a little different, but the original story, all the characters are out of Journey to the West.
Well, it's kind of this. It's mentioning that.
We call it
Go ahead.
Dragon Ball Super,
Oh, I
which
get
is
this.
a direct sequel to Dragon Ball Z.
That's right.
While you have
I don't know if
Dragon
it's
Ball
supposed to-
GT, which was a more
It
of an off-world story.
It actually, well, it's not. It doesn't count because the studio made it. But if you pay attention to Super, they actually try to line up the Super timeline with the last fight that he has with Oob at the end of Z, because there's that 5-year time skip, and that would then continue to GT. I don't really fuck with GT like that, but it seems like on Super so far they've been leaving it open because everything they've done falls within the last fight with Boo and Goku's fight with Oob at the 28th World Tournament or whatever. You know how Dragon Ball Z ends?
I just went ahead and restarted it.
Okay.
It kept not wanting to play.
Gotcha. Yeah, but to your point, Aaron, it's all Asian cultures have some kind of a monkey figure legend, and they all run parallel to each other. It's because a lot of people have also pointed out that's sort of similar to like most cultures have some kind of flood story or flood legend. I mean, I have people like point out the Epic of Gilgamesh is runs very parallel to Noah's Ark and the Book of Genesis. So, and that's it's a similar thing with all Asian cultures having some kind of monkey figure legend or something of that nature. Yeah.
Yeah, I was talking to my friend who's from like Tamil Nadu, which is we were comparing stories between like he's a Hindu, while I'm a Christian and that, and we were comparing like stories of like Noah and that Noah and Noah's Ark, and he was talking about like the story of Vishnu and stuff like that. Of their flood story, and I was like, we were both like freaked out that it was like pretty much the same story, beat for beat, but changing them for the names.
Yeah,
Drogo, we just started the movie. We're on
we just started.
Catch it on Twitch.
It's on the Twitch. It's on the Twitch. Vince is that's in the chat, man. So you'll be able to pull it up on Vince's. Let me go. I'll put it in the chat again. Yeah, it's right here in the chat, man.
Like I was saying, Brad, I'm not gonna give it all away, but I feel like a certain fight that we see twice should have been flipped around.
I think I know the one. Yeah, I know the ones you're talking about. Yeah,
because it's way more intense in the opposite direction. Let's say I'm not gonna give it all away, but it's way more.
Without going into details on that, but I know what I know.
I feel like that would have fit in a different spot, and the fight that we get at that spot would have fit when the other one happens.
Once you guys see the whole movie, you'll know what we're talking about here. If you haven't seen Monkey Man already.
I like this intro too.
Yeah, I did
Cool
too.
intro. Kind of reminds me of Ong Bak with the lighting and the and where they're at. It's Ong Bak, right? Where they're in the little the fighting for money kind of thing. So
Is the sound in the file down low? Because I'm like maxed out on my laptop and I barely hear it.
I got it all the way up, man.
Yeah, I don't. It's registering
wow.
almost like I don't know, 20 decibels on OBS.
By the way, that gentleman in the not the monkey mask, but the opponent, he's fighting. That's the fight coordinator. His name is Brahim Chab. He's the fight coordinator on this movie. He's done a lot of work with guys like Scott Adkins and Michael Jai White, and he's done also quite a bit in Bollywood too. He was a fight coordinator, playing a lot of villains. He was in something with Tiger Shroff called Ganapath, which I effing loved, and I can't. It's like it's still like great. I'm still waiting to hear like when they're gonna put that out on streaming or home media, because that's like, man, that I loved Ganapath, and Brahim is the villain in that at the end. So yeah, Brahim
and he's
is
cameoed in this movie.
Second.
And he's cameoed in this movie.
Yeah.
I know you like to compare this to a Raid.
Yeah.
But setting wise, I'd say
course.
it's more expanded.
Yeah, it is.
Because it really.
I know this guy who's talking.
Oh yeah, he's in Chappie. He's in
Sharlto Copley.
District 9. He's in Elysium. He's in a lot of movies. He's in Hardcore Henry.
Yeah, and he's really big in India at the moment.
Yeah, he's in the A-Team as well, I believe.
Yeah, and he really, really excels at playing dickheads. For some reason,
a long time ago, before Snyder did BVS, I thought that he could have been a good Lex Luthor.
Yeah, I could have seen him. I could have seen him as Lex Luthor. I could have seen him as the Riddler. Actually,
maybe.
Too. I could have seen Sharlto Copley as the Riddler too.
But I would have had him shaved up with no beard and the whole cue ball look. So, but yeah, I don't know now. That was a while ago. That was probably more towards like District, a little closer to District 9. I don't know how close, but
And we got a title coming up here.
He could have made a good Penguin, no?
Yeah. Oh yeah, he could have done a good Penguin.
I like my Penguins fat, but yeah, maybe I've seen a couple.
Oh yeah, because it's the other fat or really skinny, but it's all in the nose. Go ahead, Aaron.
You go on.
Well, I'd said for the longest time, as far as like skinny Penguin, I was kind of fan casting Adrian Brody for that, because he's got
because of schnoz. There's this lady on The Boys, and she was on Shield. She like plays a politician in both of them, but she has a super schnoz.
Yeah.
But hey, she made it work for her, because I'm not in the movies and she is. So hey, she's winning.
But anyway, you were saying, Aaron?
I don't mind a skinny Penguin. You know why? Because it was that TV show Gotham that won me over.
Yeah,
he was a skinny Penguin on there. If you've ever played the Telltale version of the Batman games, they have their Penguin is kind of like he's a little smoother, but he's kind of like the Penguin on that show you're talking about, Aaron.
Yes, that guy. I can't remember what the actor's name is, but
I know what you mean.
He
I know what you're
made
talking
the Penguin really attractive.
Yeah.
What you call it? Really killed it for me. Colin Farrell as the Penguin. I know we're watching this, I'll get off of it, but he killed it because he really turned me off of superhero movies and Colin Farrell with his bullseye tattoo scar on his head. I always hated that with the bald mask, but when he did the Penguin, he fucking killed it. He was
he was awesome as a Penguin.
He was a great Penguin. He won me back.
So I'll go ahead and point out a little bit also this time about Mr. Dev Patel's background. Prior to this movie, he was he started doing Taekwondo and growing up in London in 2000, and he had quite a competitive career before he started making movies. He competed at a lot of local and international competitions, and so
this guy's a dick. In the movie, he's a good bad guy. He's a dick. The bad guy.
Oh yeah.
He's a dick.
I've seen some commentary. I've actually seen some commentary that I mean, I don't know if this is verified this is the reason behind it, because I mean, you guys may have heard that initially, you know, they were trying to like release this via Netflix, and that ended up falling through. And there is some social commentary on like kind of the state of affairs in India that I've seen some people speculate that might have been why Netflix opted out.
Yeah.
Do you reckon it'll eventually go onto Netflix soon, or
Second,
do you think it's gonna be eventually go onto Netflix soon?
I would think so. I would think so.
If not Netflix, probably like Max or something like that, maybe. Maybe
Yeah,
Hulu.
God, they need to change that name back so bad.
They keep dropping
They
everything.
should
off
have
of it.
just,
That's the
if
big
they're
problem.
gonna change the name, right? They should have called it like Watermax or something like that.
Yeah, that would have probably been the
Yeah.
best. Or just leave it alone, because that was kind of the best
Yeah,
name.
just leave it alone.
But Warner Max would have been the second best. Fourth, are you still around or what?
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
watching the movie.
Yeah, you still there?
Oh, my
Okay.
bad.
Okay, yeah, you got rid of all the echoes and shit like that.
Dev Patel
Aaron
came
also-
out of Disney or something, didn't he? Is he
Uh,
like a Disney
what-
kid?
no,
Yeah,
like,
million.
well, like
Yeah.
his breakout was Slumdog Millionaire, and then he was Zuko in the Last Airbender movie that we don't talk about. It was bad.
And that was
Aaron, you've seen it,
Nickelodeon.
right? Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Nickelodeon. You've seen it, right? It's terrible. It's awful. It's the worst Avatar thing we have.
Yeah.
Complete.
So it was so bad that it deterred me from even watching the cartoon.
Yeah. So you're welcome.
Yeah, it's all because of you, Brad.
Yeah.
100%.
We need to change it to hashtag. It's not Blame Brad. It's Thank Brad now. Guys, I'm telling you, when I recommend things, you have to listen because I know what I'm talking about.
He watched Parasite and
Hashtag
decided that he's
thank you,
gonna
Brad.
give back to the community. That's how this
What was that,
went
Aaron?
down.
I said hashtag thank you, Brad.
Of course.
Oh, the kid's wearing a Batman t-shirt.
Yeah. But I'm sure you guys also saw, like in the press, in the press tour leading up to the release of Monkey Man, Dev Patel talked about. I mean, they went through it. He went to hell and back to complete this movie. I mean, and it was like, COVID impacted it. He got, he was dealing with injuries left and right. They were working on a pretty frugal budget. Like one thing that really stood out to me, he talked about, like, when, of course, I'll point out this about before we get to it. When one of like the climactic action scenes, they only had like so many like prop chairs or prop tables to break. So like every time they broke them away in the fight scene that he said cut, everybody like would get down on the floor, pick up all the pieces, start gluing it back together because we have to this is what we got to work with, so we're just smashing this stuff over and over.
Hey, if you wouldn't mind, Brad, kind of doing what Fourth was doing last week and what you were doing with the raid, is every so often just get people caught up with where the story is. Since William did make a good point, if we're all talking, it kind of gets distracting and get off track.
Our protagonist, his name is Kid. He's been he competes in these underground MMA fights, and he's making some efforts to kind of ingratiate himself into this one hotel in Mumbai. I don't think it's Mumbai. I think it's a fictional city in India, actually.
It's a Mumbai hat from Spider-Verse.
Okay. And he's obviously, come up from as you saw in the flashback a little bit in the beginning, that he comes from kind of a tragic background, and he's had this sort of claw his way back up.
And who's he talking to right now?
He is talking to the manager of the hotel, who is let me get her name up here.
I think it was Queenie.
Yeah, Queenie.
Yeah, he just looked at a card that said Queenie. Aaron, you have to give me some of your feedback too on some of these fights that you see. This is your first time watching it, Aaron?
Yes, it is my first time watching.
How about you, Vince?
Yeah, it's my first time.
Right.
So it sounds like I'm the only one here who's seen, or you've seen it, Spidey. So we're the only ones who've seen it previously.
Saw a couple weeks back. No Ruth today, huh?
No. She'll probably be dropping in.
It might not be her cup of tea.
Why? It's full of like people getting beat up and blood and guts.
Yeah, I don't know. It could be with. She might not be into martial arts movies.
Yeah.
I don't know. We never really asked her.
Yeah. Well, no, I got
She was
you. I got
checking-
her.
She was apprecicating the raid. It sounded like last
Yeah,
week when
yeah.
everybody's legs
by
were
the-
getting broken.
Yeah.
By the way, there's also it's coming up. I think in a minute here. There's because some of the marketing really tried to liken this to like John Wick in India, and Dev Patel really kind of downplayed that. I mean, he said, yeah, they're not to say there wasn't an influence at all, but that wasn't like the beginning end of what he set out to do with it. But there is a little bit of an in joke that's coming up here. I'll point out when we get to it. That's John Wick related.
Okay.
You know what I don't like with some Indian, like Indian-esque movies,
What's that?
aimed for Hollywood, is that they always depict slums all the time. Slum. That's only like a small section of India. Like you look at most of the states, especially in the south, like Tamil Nadu and Canada and stuff like that. It's nothing like that.
Yeah. India's been on the come up for quite a while here.
It's not really good. I don't think I get what Dev Patel was trying to do, like
Yeah.
make like an underdog story, but it's really a detriment to India as a whole to depict it that way all the time.
I think part of it too is also and I mean, this is maybe you could speak a bit more to this than I can, Aaron, because one thing my dad talked a lot about when he was in the Gulf War, he was in Saudi Arabia. He mentioned, it's not a matter of there's not wealth there, there's not a strong GDP. It's just that a lot of it is just so lopsided. A lot of it is really hoarded by a lot of the upper class in Saudi Arabia. So I don't know, is that the case in like some parts of India? And maybe that's kind of part of the basis of some of the social commentary is bringing this. Again, you could probably speak that better than I can, but that's just that's part of what I think he was maybe trying to get at here. And by the way, he also they had wanted to actually film in India, but they couldn't do that because of COVID. So this whole movie was actually filmed in Indonesia.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
Oh,
Which by the way is where the raid movies take place. See, I can do this. I can do this all day.
I bet it was hot as fuck in Indonesia. And if it wasn't hot, it was humid.
Yeah.
I
mean,
bet
come on.
it was like
It's not the South Pole. Come on.
they're used to it, but he's from the States and Canada and the UK and shit. So like, he's probably got a climate shock going on right now. You know what I mean? Like,
well, yet again, Brad, you are a journalist, so you can easily segue into different places, and that's quite easy.
Yeah.
The amount of the what do you call it, anchors and that here that do it, it's so funny and
I'm
clever.
glad I turned the subtitles on.
Yeah, they're on, man.
No, I was saying I'm glad I turned them on.
Yeah, I mean, this movie is largely in English, but there are sections that it's where it's in Hindi and you'd want to have subtitles.
I like the ambiance of this movie. Everything's in a dark alley or down in a basement or something, or in a back room or something. I like that.
If this was like done in Indonesia, right?
Yeah.
How many like Indian extras would they have had to bring into the country?
That's a good
That would have
question.
been insane.
Yeah, especially considering like all the challenges he's talked about getting in getting this movie over the finish line because again, it's an entirely Indian cast. Oh wait, okay, wait a minute.
Because
Yeah, this is the John. I think did we talk over that? This was the John Wick
reference.
Yeah, this is the John Wick kind of in joke that Dev worked into the Monkey Man, all with all the guns and the arsenal.
You got
and yeah, go ahead.
You got all those choices there. You're gonna pick a 38 revolver.
Well, that's actually where this movie really departs a lot from John Wick because his character is not he's not coming from like a background of being a seasoned assassin or having a really he's not used to doing what going on the mission that he's going on in this movie. This is like Aaron said, this is an underdog story, and he's
and they kind of allude to that a little bit later on as he builds his courage up and stuff. So
hey,
I mean, yo, Clint,
what's up?
Stop it.
Yeah, I like the whole vibe of this movie. I just like the whole, especially like when he's doing like seedy stuff in the underground. It's always like a nice little grimy scene. I like it.
Yeah,
it fits.
Yeah,
well
there's yeah. Oh, there's grime in this movie. Don't
I mean, the fight was the room, the little gambling room he was in when they were in the alley passing the pocketbook along. That was all cool. Unfortunately, you don't get that a lot with like when we were watching Godzilla and they were in Japan.
Yeah,
it looks like you're on a set because I watch little movies here and there. We're in Japan and they're in the back alley or something like that. It just looks a lot more grimy or at least a little more realistic. So
yeah, I think
it's nice to see it. Even in Indonesia, if it's not India, it's still nice.
Yeah, I think maybe that's one way that all the difficulties that they went through, in some ways benefited what Dev was going for with this because he clearly does want to portray that his character Kid is going into this into this gritty, grimy underworld to kind of set things right. So the fact that he's having to just work under such conditions that with such limited resources and going putting his body through just so much to get there. It's in some ways that kind of again it's no pain no gain.
You think they could combine the world of John Wick's assassins, this guy's storyline, and the Beekeeper storyline together?
Oh god, that'd be
cool. I think that'd
be a crazy crossover.
Cool. Like at least the worlds, they could all be in the same world. I don't know if that's too ambitious.
Well, why don't we put?
They're not all expensive movies to make.
Why don't we put Scott Adkins from Accident Man in there, just for good measure, just as long as we're doing like this assassin cinematic universe.
What is that one movie you were telling me about with like Don Lee and like somebody from all the main characters from like a different country? What movie was that?
Oh, that's upcoming. That's called
The Raid 3.
No, it's not called The Raid 3. Although it would be awesome. Let me look him up.
Clint, we're on Twitch. I don't know if anybody told you. I know it's in the chat, but if you're planning on watching along, we're in the Twitch.
Yeah, it's hard for me to watch and talk and listen to you yahoos.
Oh, got it. Yeah, no, Spidey. It's called it's upcoming that Don Lee's doing with Jet Li and Iko Uwais and Tony Jaa. It's called Nonstop. They're doing
Jet Li. That should be cool, but Jet Li and Tony Jaa are old as fuck, and Tony Jaa, he looks like he's in pain when he's on the screen, man. It's tough to watch Tony Jaa.
Tony's still rocking. Jet Li, of course, he had some health problems. He went through a couple of years ago. He was dealing with hyperthyroidism.
Man, he's from Fist of Legend. Fist of Legend came on in '89. He was like 25 years old. That movie came out, dude.
Yeah, I was
he's
just looking at.
He's like a grandmaster.
Just looking at Dev Patel, apparently grew up.
Yeah, if you guys are wondering what the kids I'm talking about are doing to me, this is what it looks like, basically.
What was it, Vince?
Dev Patel grew up in England, and his longtime girlfriend is Australian. I just found that kind of cool.
Oh, Aaron might know his ex, or his girlfriend. I don't know if they're exes. He said longtime girlfriend, so.
No, they were together. They did their first photo shoot together. Not photo shoot, but photograph together at the premiere of this movie. So they're still together.
That's hilarious, Spider.
way,
Australia's the size of United States, and oh yeah, they might know each other.
I'm just doing that because William's not on the screen. That's
by
all
the
I
way-
do that for.
By the way,
I don't really believe that shit.
Dev, his character, he mentioned he's going by the name Bobby, and of course he has on his name tag there. But the way that it's kind of framed, it's suggested that is a pseudonym. So, and officially in the credits, he's credited as Kid. So that all kind of says to me that that is a pseudonym he's going by.
His guy right here reminds me of the guy from Ong Bak, the blonde hair dude. I mean, there's so many little things that remind me of Ong Bak when I watch. It's just little things. Not like
I could start tying things into Ong Bak if you guys ever want me to take it past the raid.
Ong Bak's good.
You're right though. This Fight Club scenes, they do have a very Ong Bak.
Just little things. It's not like taking their whole movie, right? It's just little things remind me of it.
Well, it's been years since I've watched On Buck.
Yeah.
It's good stuff, isn't it, Aaron?
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually got to interview Tony Jaa a few years ago when Triple Threat was coming out. He's pretty awesome dude. And cool thing about that, we actually have the same birthday. Tony Jaa and I was both February 5th. So
Okay.
I really dig that.
Where's William hiding at?
He's he said
streaking around the
he's kind of bouncing in and out. He's like he did what he did with the Beekeepers. Like he's watching the movie, but he's kind of like a little bit and just kind of popping in periodically to offer commentary.
Yeah, it's kind of like me and Robert Ryan Burnett sharing a birthday. I tweeted at him on that day and said, "Hey, happy birthday, fellow birthday haver." And he ended up liking a couple of my tweets. I thought it was kind of
That
cool.
was lovely.
Look at you guys. All I get is Hillary Duff and Lindsay Lohan.
Let me look. I think that's actually also my birthday. I think that's also Hank. Yeah, it's also Hank Aaron's birthday. So I share both here, Tony Jaa and Hank Aaron.
The guy's a good bad guy. The top bad guy's a good bad guy,
Yeah.
right?
You love to hate this guy by the end.
Yeah. He's a good bad guy. Like they have three bad guys, but he's like the top bad guy's like a good
this
bad
guru
guy.
dude. It's kind of give everybody up to speed who hasn't seen it. So he's this guru Baba. He's sort of tied to this political candidate in India because in the movie elections are coming up, and he sort of factors into Kid's revenge mission because it starts out as a revenge mission, but it sort of extrapolates into a bit more of a he's kind of a bit more of a Robin Hood kind of thing. Yeah, it's good.
I know. I share a birthday with Ric Flair,
Ric Flair.
Anson Mount, and Chelsea Handler.
Okay.
I got you all beat. I share a birthday with Weird Al.
There you go.
He'd be a good guy to get on the Sci-Fi Center, actually, Weird Al.
And Johnny Carson.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, this also kind of irks me, and I don't mean like I don't like this. Because I have been a food server. When my first year of college, I was a food server at Johnny Rockets, and that experience. I mean, I worked on Black Friday that year.
Shit!
Oh hell yeah, that's every bit as fun as you as you can tell. It's definitely not.
I've seen VF footage of people running around, stomping on people to get shit.
Yeah. So anytime like people seeing food service, seeing waiters being mistreated or spoken down to, it's like, oh, that's oh man, I got a problem with that. I go out of my way to be kind to people in food service or retail, or especially at times like that, because they just work their fingers to the bone on Black Friday. And but even when it's not, then when it's something like this, it's like, oh man, yeah, I have to fight the urge to step in and say, hey, like, apologize to this guy for being so rude to him. And that's what I
don't fight the urge. I go ahead and do it.
yeah, I'm the good cop.
You know
No,
what
I have,
especially in America, which you guys unfortunately have to go through, is that most of your wages are relied on tips, while places like Australia and the UK, it's all intertwined with your salary, and tips normally only used if the server's done a really good job.
Yeah.
I have no tolerance for bullies at all, and I will tell them to their face, because I'm 6'2" and I'm a big guy.
Yeah, I think the only thing that holds me back is like, because I don't want to. Because once I go down that, once I start in that, I'm not going to be able to stop. It's like it's like I don't want. If it gets too heated, that's the point where I'm like, okay.
Well, the thing is, with you and I, Brad, is that we're trained.
Yes.
Let's just put it out there. We're trained killers. We're trained killers. One, like, even a teacher, which is I'm a really good friend with, even he said to his students, which was just starting their journey in that, that he just had to just say to them, what I'm doing is pretty much training you to be trained killers. And that's true. Even my former sensei said that.
Yeah, and this character, Deb's protagonist, as we'll see fairly soon here, is definitely a trained killer himself. Not a professional one like John Wick, although he's made a dog friend too, but he knows how to handle himself.
Yeah, one time I told a lady who was bitching at the workers who were all working as hard as they could in line. I told her, well, you can go ahead of me because you're going to die before me.
Oh, man.
I had three of the people who were working hard tell me, thank you, thank you, thank you.
But you see, that's like on the the micro scale of kind of the sort of societal inequality, and that's sort of that's the micro of like what thematically Dev Patel really sort of based this movie on. This is he's expanding it to the macro. And he's really, this nightclub that he's working in really does kind of represent almost like we see, fairly shortly here. It really is this hotbed of like debauchery and income inequality, and this is what he really wanted to draw attention to through this movie. And it's there's a catharsis to it, and like in the underdog, like saying I've had enough of this shit and giving it back.
He's got a decent arc in this movie, as far as like.
Yeah, and by the way, when we get to the ending, which again we won't say what happens for anybody who hasn't seen it, but like,
does someone get beat up?
I don't think so.
Yes, that's a good question.
Not sure.
Well, with Spidey, there of course you know what I'm talking about when I say it's like there's some ambiguity to the ending, and
it could be its own thing, or it could definitely expand.
There may or may not be a Monkey Man 2, based on how the everything kind of shakes out at the end.
how the world is set up is, like I said, that's what makes me, when coming off the Beekeeper and then just thinking about John Wick, this world kind of has a little bit of that kind of vibe as far as like, you know, the factions and who runs things and what the tiers are and all that. So.
Could they do that? See, I think the biggest challenge for that, though, as far as like crossing over like John Wick and Nobody and Beekeeper and Atomic Blonde and Monkey Man, the biggest challenge for that really is the fact that you just have to coordinate that with like 5 different studios.
Yeah, it'd be more, or it'd have Adi Shankar doing a bootleg.
Yeah. If anybody can do it, he could.
Have him do a 42-minute fucking bootleg and just have it be that. It'd be great. It'll be awesome too. Nobody will use their names and they'll all be their characters. And
I like Nobody because the fight seemed real, because he wasn't just, kicking ass. He got beat up too.
You're talking about that bus fight, right? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, there's the dog coming back. Yeah, and this is something else too Dev talked about as far as like an influence he took on Monkey Man. And this is definitely not an area of expertise I have, but he talked about like Korean movies were also really, I know enough about it to know that, yeah, I could definitely see the DNA of that, but yeah, is anybody else like really into like Korean like crime gang movies? And
oh man, yeah, like a couple months ago, Larry put me on a whole bunch of shit, so I've been watching all the Korean flicks, all the Japanese flicks, all the Hong Kong movies.
Well, Hong Kong I know inside out. I mean, like Korea, as far as like my, yeah, Old Boy I've seen, but I mean, it's like Old Boy.
Yeah, watch. I Saw the Devil. There's another one where it's like this ex-cop was a pimp, and there's like this killer he's got to deal with. It's crazy. Like they got all types, bro. They're nuts. But
I grew up with all the Hong Kong movies and that.
Oh,
we have a channel called SBS, which shows all the foreign movies and stuff like that. And they used to play a lot of the Hong Kong stuff, especially with the old stuff with Jackie Chan, Bruce Lee, and even some of old Jet Li stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Australian cable is better than what we have here.
Oh no, this is like free-to-air television.
It's what?
This is owned by it's a channel owned by the government.
Oh, okay, okay.
That's cool.
Yeah, we got a couple of channels owned by the government here.
Okay.
Well, one is SBS for Special Broadcasting Service, and we got the ABC, which is Australian Broadcasting Corporation, which is like our equivalent to the BBC or CBC over there in Canada.
Yeah.
So it's all government owned and stuff like that.
All right.
Or state television.
I don't know if that would necessarily fly here, though. I mean, not that I don't have an issue with that, but I mean, it's like, of course, this country, it's as polarized as it is. The idea of like a government operated channel is kind of I could see like different factions of the
PBS is kind of
that's kind of it for us. That's kind of our big one.
Public access is kind of like government
that's
C-SPAN.
You probably got the public broadcasting service here.
I mean, a lot of our news channels tend to be they and I won't name anyone specifically, but you guys could probably infer what I mean. It's like a lot of them that's like they clearly are working from and this is not anyone in particular, but you can tell there's like there's whichever side they're cheerleading for. It's like they may not officially be part of like any political party, but they basically like act as a wing of it. Like a lot of our news channels.
The government also leases out the airwaves, so they can take over the channels as needed.
Yeah.
It depends, like with us, right? If like this, I don't mean to like laugh or anything, because this could be mortifying to you guys, but to us, like it's a little bit laughable. But if it depends which government is in power, whether it's the Liberal Party here, who's like the Conservatives, and
Yeah.
then we got the Labor Party here, who's like more towards like the Democrats over there. And, whoever's like in power, pretty much would have the power to control the funding of the ABC and SBS. And
Oh yeah,
and
there'd be riots
like,
over here for that.
and if somebody goes out of line, we're gonna be cutting some of the budget.
Yeah. I can see that getting pretty controversial. So it has to be there's a lot more subtlety to how a lot of that is sort of spun with the news networks here. There is a ton of cocaine in this hotel.
That's not no cocaine though. That's from the that's the Mr. Whatever the shit is. Bobby. That's the Bobby or whatever. The Bobby cleaner, whatever it's called.
Oh, okay.
The bleach. The Bobby's bleach. That's what it's called.
Bobby's bleach.
Oh, okay. I see.
This dude's a good bad guy too, though. I like him as a bad guy.
Well, again, not that. Well, the bleach. I mean, if that was like his attempt to kill him, it doesn't work because it's like because about what's about to happen in a minute here.
Because this guy's a tough son of a bitch. That's why. a little bleach up his nostrils isn't gonna do anything.
And that's gonna go straight into his lungs.
Yeah, it doesn't affect him.
He's got some Billy Badass lungs, so he'll be okay.
Maybe his lungs.
Here, the ruling party will tax audit you.
Yep. You know, like pretty much every like country in the world pretty much has its own like state broadcasting, while America doesn't.
Yeah. There's a lot of ass about to be kicked here.
Shouldn't he be like throwing up by now?
I don't know that they would have heard that. That's the one thing that when that happens, I don't know if they would have heard it in the nightclub and start running around. They're all the way in the bathroom and the music's loud. I don't know if they would have heard the popping.
Yeah, no, they wouldn't be able to hear it, especially with the bass.
That's what I'm saying. They're out there like really kicking it, and a couple of pops went off. That could have been anything.
And a lot of these like nightclub areas and clubs and stuff are all soundproofed anyway.
Yeah. Well, and plus everybody out there is snorting coke, so it's like they're probably thinking, "Oh, that's all in my head."
Coke makes you hear gunshots, Brad.
Yeah,
damn, he
Coke
fucked
makes
him up.
Coke makes you
He
think like all
fucked
kinds
him
of
up.
fires are going on. Oh, that toilet is. Oh, I never.
That's a
wanna
little
reach in there.
Raid-esque, like when dude caught the bottom half of the door.
He's toilet.
Yes.
Oh my god, he should have been dead right then. It's freaking porcelain.
Well, that was the other guy. That was his homie in there.
Yeah, no,
That
but
wasn't the main guy.
Woo!
he hit it around. Oh shit.
What's going on, casual fan?
Oh.
Let's go catch up. Cool, man. Let's go, man. Hopefully see you tomorrow for either bridesmaids or Dude, Where's My Car. Oh man! Oh yeah, that was a hit right there.
Bridesmaids.
Yes, it's Bridesmaids and Dude, Where's My Traw?
Yeah, I remember actually. This is another injury that Dev got in this. Like when they were doing this fight scene, apparently because well, not just that, but also because the floor is all wet and he's getting his face like rubbed against the floor the whole time. He actually apparently got an eye infection.
Wow.
Don't hang out on the floor or the bathrooms in Indonesia with your eyes.
Or anywhere for that matter.
They were going to make a sequel to Dude, Where's My Car? And it was going to call Seriously, Dude, Where's My Car?
Well, okay.
Still
It's
might
like,
do it.
and are they on the? I mean, have they still not located the continuum transfunctioner at that point?
You know
Okay,
what this
yeah,
isn't like, Brad?
Oh yeah, I know what this is. No, and I know what you're getting at there with the part in the first raid where he jumps out the window. And
No, I'm talking
this-
about District B13.
oh yeah.
Oh, shoot.
Did you ever watch the Paul Walker remake they did in America?
I did, yeah. I thought it was bad.
They didn't have that scene in there. I don't think. I
didn't, no.
think I saw
They
it.
should have, because that scene's so hilarious. Because that guy, I mean, because that was the stupidest henchman in the world.
That was so dumb because there's only one rope. There's only one fucking rope. You had no fucking. That shit is so stupid. But yeah, when he tried to jump out the window, I appreciated that he hit the thud real hard. It didn't do anything. I like that.
Maybe we should make that a watch party. Just
How is
get to that
this
part.
guy
Just
still
ri-
standing?
Wait, say again, Aaron?
How is that guy still standing?
Oh, you're gonna be seeing a lot of that throughout this movie.
Yeah, he gets his ass kicked in this movie a few times. That's for sure. Yeah, I like the.
Hey, William,
Whoever shot this movie, I never want to see another movie from them again. I'm doing all this shit, and when he's coming down that stairwell, that completely fucked me up. When you're fighting through his point of view, I don't know if I can deal with this.
No, don't watch Hardcore Henry.
No.
The whole movie's in first person.
Oh man!
like they mentioned like Deb mentioned. I mean, they did actually, again, because of like budgetary restrictions, things like that. They had like they were doing like film loss on like GoPros and iPhones. So yeah,
So
there is
definitely a lot of
there is shaky
shaky
cam, to be clear. I mean, anybody who's
Where the hell is Fourth at? He would be all over. He'd be able to tell us exactly what cameras they're on. He just disappeared on us.
I mean, I like the movie, but those scenes where he's that close quarter combat, the way they filmed that nauseates me, man.
We got Roman Cruz and Chappie's in the chat too, by the way.
You haven't seen them.
What's going on, guys?
What the
Yeah,
hell?
No, go ahead, Aaron.
The thing that they're driving. What's it?
Oh,
what's
yeah,
it
it's called
called?
It's a tuk, and I don't know. That's
Yeah,
that's what's called Thailand.
Ongbak, they had them all over the place. That's another little Ongbak.
That's what's called Thailand. It's basically like a motorized rickshaw. So it's called a tuk. I don't know if that's what it's called in India, but it's called a tuk in Thailand.
What's it called in Indonesia?
Thailand, and Vietnam, and any Southeast Asia. So it's a good possibility.
Yeah,
they
but
have
I don't
it
think
all the
they-
time.
I don't think
So
it's
far, what do you
that
think?
far.
What do you think, William?
I like the movie. I don't like the cinematography at all. That's the
Got it.
my only knock against it, because once the action gets going, it's hard to
It gets
flow with
loose
it
shit.
because you're doing all this shit. It's like I'm there fighting with them, and I don't want to be. You know, it's like,
Yeah, it is, because I've seen people talk about it. It's not such that you can't. I don't think can't see what's happening, but it can be disorienting because
Like
that's the
you-
word I'm looking for. That's the word I'm looking for.
because you feel very placed into the situation with with how the camera like really zips along with everything that's going on. It's very it places you in their shoes, very much. So you feel like you're placed within every fight scene that's happening, and it feels like you're in the middle of a fight.
Well, I brought up a couple weeks back. I feel like some of the cuts that they have between the way they go around, it kind of they're a little jarring. But that was just what I noticed. But
Oh no! Don't hit the wheel.
No, they got her out of the way, fortunately.
Are you still having that Dora the Explorer flashback there?
Oh my god!
No real kids were harmed in the making of all this. Come on.
So what do you think about that fight in the bathroom, at least, William? The one they just
The
had.
fight in the bathroom, that's where I started to get really engaged, and then he started when he escaped out of there.
When he ran
You
out
know,
of the
It
stairwell.
got a little jarring.
Then it
I
started
enjoy
getting-
that fight.
Yeah, what the
I
fuck?
think it's
It
one of the
reminded
better
me of
fights
Mission
in the movie.
Impossible. That fight between Henry Cavill and
and Tom Cruise and the
Tom
henchman.
Cruise and one other dude, where they were just busting each other through those toilets. I'm like,
Henry
what the
does this, is like that.
He gets work. Real nice.
Yeah, I'm going to have to. I'm going to have to get a headphone. Yeah,
You're gonna have to what?
going to have to get a headphone with a mic to be able to watch these movies.
Yeah, I would really like to hear your thoughts on when it gets to the finale, William, because that's And of course, Spidey knows what I'm talking about. It really gets crazy in the finale as far as and I'm not just talking. I mean, it's far just the events going on. It just really turns into like just like an absolute war zone.
Oh,
Does someone get killed with a pencil?
Warzone?
No, Chappie saying well, yeah, because we were comparing when Dev was trying to run out the window earlier, and Spidey said, "Oh yeah, it's not like that one henchman who made that dumbass rope grabbing mistake in District 13."
It's hilarious.
Dude, he's still fighting. God damn.
They made 2 of those, Brad, in France, right?
Oh fuck.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, William, I told you you're gonna get your 3Ds. You're gonna get your 3Ds.
You get a little bit of everything in this movie. This movie's pretty decent.
This guy can't be alive. He
You guys
can't
said
be
this is like
living.
you said this movie was made for like under 15 million.
And we're
right?
only like we're not even half. We're barely
the amount
halfway
of
through
blood
the movie.
loss and concussions and blood loss. He's dead.
He gets his ass kicked in this movie, William. He gets his ass.
Just
handed
wait.
to him.
Just wait like 2 minutes here. What's about to happen? You're really gonna be asking again. How is it possible he's still walking?
Where's Wally Coyote?
He got shot in the leg too, and he's running upstairs right now.
That's what I'm
William. You see
saying. The amount of blood loss in this movie, he scientifically cannot be alive.
And remember that fight in the bathroom he had? He got his ass
Yeah,
handed
that's
to him.
what
in
I'm
that
saying.
fight,
He's
too.
concussed. This is where you just enjoy the bullshit, I guess, because it is entertaining.
Yeah.
Vince, I don't think there's
Oh,
any
he's the
explicit
Buffalo.
nudity in this movie. I don't think.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah.
He's
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
Buffalo.
Yes. Yeah.
Is there?
No, I don't think so. I can't
Brad,
remember.
Yeah,
is there
this-
nudity?
In this movie.
Yeah.
Not full frontal, but you can see like parts.
Like silhouettes or whatever, but
Yeah.
nothing serious.
Well, especially
Is
here
there a
because they
man-
kind of
do
keep.
we have to put up a man junk alert?
No, we don't. No. Like all the people doing their business, they're kind of kept in silhouette while these guys are kicking each other's asses.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I actually kind of this. Yeah, this I'd sort of like it.
Ugh.
This. Yeah, this is a little bit like the night comes for us. Oh, that guy just got it.
Wow.
Yeah, this movie's the shit, dude. That's what I'm saying.
Oh shit.
Oh shit, he just killed his own mate.
I mean, you see, it's done in the camera work that you're talking about, William, is done in the service to these scenes. It's just that one
Yeah.
you're talking
Oh, that
about.
yeah, and
And
he
some
just
of the
pulled a
ones
Mike
where they get in
Tyson on that
close to
guy.
him, yeah, that's nice when they do that. So a little bit. I see what you mean, though, William. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
He's still cuffed, dude. Look at this shit. Ooh.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
They're renovating the place at the same time.
That's two noses. Two noses.
Oh fuck. Craven the Hunter. Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Oh yeah, see, just spit part of it
his
out there.
nose just popped out on the screen. There we go. I mean, like I said, if this were real life, he'd have passed out by now.
Yeah, that's about the closest
oh,
we get
that's
to like.
explicit.
Oh, my God.
Blink and you missed it. Okay.
I clearly saw Doggy Style.
Sorry.
Well, listen, like Titanic has more nudity, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but they're not.
And
That's
it's not-
like
and
Doggy
it's not
Style.
That's like a
it's
movie
not
they
a
show to kids in
watch-in, like,
grade school.
Not that you should be watching it anyway if you have such.
But what Titanic did was very classy. It was like
Yeah, it was very
all about
tasteful.
art.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
was
and that's
tasteful
the
too. They were demonstrating, like
Animal
how to
respect.
enjoy each other's company in one of the better positions possible. That's what.
Ironically,
they were talking
Titanic is
Oh
the
my
most clothing
God.
she wears in some of her scenes.
You want
Yeah, you're right.
And he gets
Right,
popped
wait,
midair.
wait, William, there's no
William,
way
how
he's
about
alive.
that? Midair into dirty water. How about that, William?
There's no way.
Look at all that trash in that water while he fell in there. That was
That's
the first thing I thought
infection,
about.
That's septic
You are
shock.
better
That's
than that.
everything.
Oh man! And he
You
still
are
got the
dead as
cuffs
a-
on. And he still got
You
the
are-
cuffs on.
You
He's
are
gotta
dead
be
as a
breathing in
doornail at this
yeah.
point.
Okay, so we're suspending belief. That's fine.
It's
That's
good though.
fine.
It's a good movie though, William. I mean, it's classic. It's
Yeah.
kind of a classic action movie. This would have came on in '83.
The only thing this movie is missing is beep beep. And then that's
Oh, Roadrunner Coyote.
Oh, listen, we still got an hour left.
Good.
Oh, trust me, it gets better.
Oh, don't tell me he ends up here.
You got to watch this, William. It's decent. The way they did that, he has a good little arc. It's decent how they do this.
Oh, okay, I'm about to say if he pops
It's
up out of the
decent.
water-
It's decent. It's decent. You'll enjoy it, I think.
And when they
What
set his
do you think
mother
so
on
far?
fire-
I'm halfway in the movie.
See the setting of the mother on
assuming
fire
that-
and the stealing from the millions from the old lady. I don't know which war made me mad. The beekeeper one made me. I wanted those guys all dead.
Yeah.
I don't know about this.
Yeah,
one.
this kind of like has it's sort of the villain plot is a lot. It's more institutionalized within the government, within the party. Aaron, you had something?
I said I assume that this is his mother.
Yeah. These flashbacks. I mean, they're sort of sprinkled throughout the movie, so it kind of takes like the first 3 quarters to sort of get like the origin story and sort of the basis for his vendetta. Once we get there, it's like you see why again he's targeting this cop. And it's not just a matter of he killed his mother, but also it's like he really kind of ruined his life.
He's not doing too well.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right, William. Because the first time I saw this, I was still like, enveloped, and that's the way I try to be. Seeing action movies, as I like to be, just taken in by like, guys just punch each other in the face and just car chases and stunts and gun fu and things like that. But once he revisits, like, there's no way he's alive at this point.
Now look at this. I mean, there needs to be magicians. Doctor Strange needs to be in here on the scene. The fucking shaman. I mean, people with magic need to be in here bringing him back. Because
Brad likes watching people getting kicked in the head because he likes to get kicked in the head.
Yeah, I didn't realize that that was the worst kept secret in the world, man.
It's not really a secret. It's more of a statement of fact.
That wouldn't help the wound, what they just did, because what about internalized bleeding?
He needs a lot more than what they just did.
They
had Brother Voodoo, William.
Yeah,
You know what I
there
mean?
need to be like organ transplants involved here.
Blood
Brother Voodoo
transfusion.
from,
Where's the blood transfusion? Where's the
Marvel
IV?
Comics.
Where's the IV for one? He lost so much blood. Seriously, he needs something fluid.
And he's got to have an infection from like rolling around in that dirty water in that bathroom fight, and then the brothel with the axe and like.
I mean, he's stabbed in the leg. I mean,
Forrest back. I don't know if he's in the chat, but he's back.
Yeah.
He asked you a question, Brad, or he told you to stand on something, and then
if I like
Chappie says Hardcore Henry is one of the greatest movies of all time. I don't know about that. It's a good movie, but I don't know if it's like one of the greatest action movies ever. But it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
Well,
Never heard of it.
You gotta check it out. You gotta check it out, Aaron. I think you'd like it.
Never seen Hardcore Henry. I've heard of it.
Well, it takes place in Moscow, and it's basically there's this it's all from like the point of view of Henry. So like a lot
the guy running the fights from earlier, Charlton, he's in that movie a lot. He's in a few scenes in that movie.
So like what you're talking about, like William, about the camera work, like really putting you like directly within the perspective of the fight scenes.
I'm not gonna enjoy Hardcore Henry. Okay,
well, no, because it's a point of view movie. I mean, it's entirely from the point of view of Henry, and
I can't do it. Can't do it.
It's like playing Doom.
Yeah, that's a good way.
See, I'm in control where I go with that, though. When I'm not in control and we're going there like that, that's kind of.
It is a cool movie though.
You're just along for the
ride.
ride.
At least check out the first 10 minutes because it starts. Sorry.
It's like, why am I alive?
It starts out in a crisis, William, and it just goes. So if you at least watch the first 5 or 10 minutes, you'll get the gist of it. But you should at least check it out a little bit.
Yeah. And by the way, Ruth, how's it going? Ruth just jumped in.
Oh, we got Ruth in here?
Did we see Ruth's baby pictures? Did you see the baby series?
Yeah, I saw that. Show what she looked like when she was like 4 years old.
Before she turned bad. And...
Are you jumping on the chat with us, Ruth, or are you still got the
I sent her a link. Hey,
Yeah,
I sent you a link. It's in Scottish, so you may not understand it, Ruth.
She says it's pretty early in the morning, though, right? So
It's
might have to stretch herself out and all that.
At 3 a.m. in the morning. We're always up 3 a.m. in the morning.
The Book of Henry is the greatest movie. What about? Have you seen the Book of Clarence or Forth?
That's okay, though, Ruth. If you can't make it tonight, Ruth, we got we're doing Bridesmaids and Do Where's My Heart tomorrow.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Forth.
One of those.
I think his name is Chartoll. It's It's like an S, and then you take the N off the end. Yeah.
It's Charlton Copley is his name.
I'll be right back.
Ruth. Tomorrow just jump on for Bridesmaids to Do My Car. one of them really annoys me, and the other one really annoys William. So you guys will get to experience our pain again.
At least watch along on Twitch, Ruth. On Vince's Twitch, he has it set up.
Have you seen Monkey Man before, Ruth, or would this be your first time? Because William's first time. It's or I think tonight on the panel, I think it's just myself and Spider-Man were the only ones who had seen it previously. Yeah, so to kind of, again, as Spidey said, get everybody a little bit up to speed who hasn't seen it. This Guru Baba is his name. He's again kind of in cahoots with the dominant political party in India, and he's very much putting on a facade of he's this enlightened Hindu guru who's trying to help uplift people, and really he's kind of a fraud and sort of tied into a lot of kids vendetta, as we'll see going on. Actually, by the way, too, go ahead.
Ruth, I'm trying to get into Gen V. I've seen the first 2 episodes. It's very teenage high school drama for me, but I'll continue to try watching it.
By the way, no, I'll have to pull it up now, guys. Yeah, we got it on Twitch right now, but it's also on it's on PVOD, so you can pull it up independent of the stream too. And it's funny we're joking around about so much about the about him recovering from all these injuries, because one of my favorite scenes actually in the whole movie is there's a training scene coming up pretty soon here that I really like, because I, aside from fight scenes, I also really enjoy training scenes a lot. I'm sure Aaron, you're the same, because that's what we do. We like him. It's really enveloping to see other people like really prepare for battle like that.
All right, Tony or Chappie says Bridesmaids is a classic.
The hell it is. I just need to put this out there right now, okay? It's like, ladies, because this is, it has the reputation of being like the ultimate chick flick. Ladies, I'm not responsible for like. Some of you are gonna hate me tomorrow, probably.
Fourth, you talking about the girl, the lead character, the female, the Maria?
So what was that, Aaron?
I tried watching Bridesmaids, but it didn't really connect with me.
Oh, that's such a relief to hear. There's at least one woman in the Draw family who's not going to hate me tomorrow.
Yeah, Spidey. Ford's talking about. I think his name's Pedro Padroma or something.
Oh, the main guy character. The oh wow, really? That's crazy, dude. He's like super into the. He's like a main guy in the show.
Yeah, it was like an automobile or snow skiing accident or something like that.
He's one of the stronger characters I was getting attached to on the show. That's sad to hear, man.
I'm going to have to go to the store tomorrow and buy me some headphones so I can enjoy Bridesmaids.
In full glory.
But by the way, also to kind of
you got to stay on the screen for the whole "Do Where's My Tribe," William.
Yeah. To give a little bit.
That's your whole thing. It's about you. It's about
I never
you.
stay on the screen for Bridesmaids, man. Okay.
I got a franchise.
I never cop out.
No, I think Clint will come over there and hold the fort down for you while you.
Clint will not. Clint's not leaving.
By the way, to give a little
I'm not going to kill Clint by getting up these stairs in 100-degree heat. No, I'm not.
To give everybody a little bit more.
I'm feeling better, William.
You feeling that good?
He's feeling do where's my try good.
To give everybody a little bit more cultural background, also, because the billboard a few minutes ago mentioned the election in India, and the movie is coming up during Diwali, which for those of you who don't know, that's a Hindu. It's called the Hindu Festival of Lights, and it's of course it's associated obviously with Hinduism, but also other different sects and faiths and religions within India. And it's I got the Wikipedia up here. It says Diwali is celebrated during the Hindu lunar solar months of Ashvin, according to the Ashvin, according to the obstetrician, and Kartika between around mid-September and mid-November. The celebrations generally last 5-6 days. So just give a little bit of context. Maybe wondering a little bit about what Diwali is, was listed off there earlier.
Oh wow, Puff Diddy's done, man. They got video.
Oh hell,
Yeah, you seen that?
oh yeah, I saw that.
You
Yeah.
saw that?
Oh, he is.
yeah, that was-
Look
okay, I was
what
looking for-
money. Look what
I
money
was
did.
going
That was
for
back in
that.
2016. Look what money does to hide that.
Money bought him
He bought all those cameras. He was whipping her ass up and down the hallway, literally,
Yeah.
and
Go
had
ahead,
all
Aaron.
that taken care of. That was crazy, dude.
Yeah, that video of Diddy that was posted like hours ago. All of
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
It
Oh, yeah.
would have been around 8:30 my time.
Yeah.
In the morning. It's now,
It's
Oh,
over. Diddy.
Lunchtime.
This is it. Your goose is cooked, man.
At least in the court of public opinion, because that was
Yeah.
They said that they settled out of that, so that's not really a legal issue at this point. But
That's true.
Even on Popcorn Planet with Andy Signal, even he covered it this morning and showed the parts of the footage.
We will not
He
be
was
covering
in-
that on our show, by the way.
Puff
I
Daddy
just
is
saw
done.
it pop up on my feed. I just saw it pop up on my feed. That's why I'm like, okay, but we will never be covering that, by the way.
No.
Oh,
No.
with this.
Yeah, even though you
if
brought it
wanna-
up, you did bring it up, William. All right, cool. I forgot.
Everybody like who's in the chat, right, and listening. We got like a Discord, and there's an
Yes.
area of the Discord called Entertainment News, which it's an allocated section where we discuss things like that, but we don't
Yeah,
discuss it here on the stream.
Yeah, basically whatever's kind of falls under band topic on the main show.
Yeah, watch it on the
all
Riot
the
Bell Rev show.
entertainment stuff that's banned, like Spacey or Diddy or anything like that. So we all discuss it on the Discord through Entertainment News.
He's done, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what there is to discuss at this point because I mean it's pretty cut and dry.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And I knew you'd like this one where the guru there says like, well, once I'm gonna give you this herb to heal your already should be dead ass. So
Yeah,
It's
that
the
leads us
heart-shaped
back.
herb. He took the heart-shaped
you know
herb,
what
by
it-
the way.
Brad, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds
that?
you of sensu beans. It reminds me of
Of what?
sensu beans.
Sensu beans from
Sensu-
Dragon Ball Z.
Sensu beans.
Oh,
Okay,
okay, yeah,
Dragon
yeah, I
Ball
know what
recovery.
you're talking about, yeah.
You eat one of those beans, you have instant recovery no matter what.
Well, I mean, again, obviously, it's playing into the idea of like herbal remedies, which again, that's very indigenous to a lot of Southeast Asian cultures. But again, it's like they are known to be ineffective on dead bodies, which he should be at this point. But we just let that slide.
So I'm saying he has the heart-shaped herb. Same thing happened to him. Happened to T'Challa. Same thing. Look.
Oh, watch this part of the movie actually gets pretty trippy.
What time are the festivities tomorrow, William?
We'll start them at 2.
2? It's a little early, isn't it?
You got 2 movies.
Yeah, two movies, man. Yeah, this is May 24th.
Shit, what the hell?
Yeah, this is May 24th shit that's going on here.
Like goldfish or something inside of his chest? What is that?
No, that's enlightenment. Sorry.
So
That's
Chappie has a question for you, William.
It's yeah. How
All
much
right.
money do we need to make watch My Little Pony Friendships match?
$500.
Okay.
In donations, or is that for charity?
That's coming straight to the center. That's coming straight to my Comic-Con fund, damn it. I gotta fucking watch that.
How much for Howard the Duck in October?
Another 5. But Comic-Con's in July, so that'll be too late.
Hey, William, how much for the sequel to Rocky Horror?
Oh, shock treatment? I've
Yeah.
seen that. But yeah, $250. That's bearable, even though it should have never been made.
Wow, I thought that. Never mind.
Am I watching a puppet show for real?
You are watching the puppet show.
Oh, okay.
That's telling the story about why he's inspired
about
to do what he
about
does.
Hanuman, yeah.
Okay, the legend. All right, got it.
Didn't you ever watch Thunderbirds? Growing up?
Yeah. This guy should be dead too. He took punishment that should have killed people.
Well, he snorted bleach.
Yeah, that's how that shit
That
started.
right there.
And all that was a minor eye-watering inconvenience for him.
He's
Before
like,
he
he's
got
like,
it.
yeah, it's like
Blazed his ass.
he has such a tolerance for like putting like illicit substances into his body. I guess maybe that's the.
Well, he's good. They picked some good bad guys. He's very charismatic, but that other guy is like a dick, man. He's such a good overarching bad guy for this movie. It's great.
Yeah, so the as we see with the flashback here, it wasn't just that his mother was killed. All that would have definitely motivated him enough on its own, but also his village, his entire people were wiped out. His village was destroyed. I mean, it's like his whole world was just eliminated. When he's about like 7-8 years old.
Bell, we're watching Monkey Man. You can actually catch it on the Twitch if you want to watch along. It's Vince has the Twitch link in the chat, so you should be able to catch right back up with us. All right, cool.
Yeah, this cop is a real bastard too, by the way, William. So it's like you're definitely gonna be rooting for his demise pretty shortly here, if you weren't already. Which you should be already, but much more so in a couple of minutes.
Yeah, I think this is the scene that we were shown during the promo email.
Oh, okay.
But I was shown to me out of context. I thought this was his emphasis because I knew how he got his hands all fucked up. So.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
yeah. And again, the fact that he's, he says like, "This is my resume." He's saying it's bleach, but it's like the impact that's left him with, because he's got this. I mean, he's literally got it scarred into his body, like the day that his life was destroyed.
I got to see how too, and that's why I'm like, okay, hope you can all die.
So what was the motivations to kill them and all the other people?
Well,
they were in the rich dude's way.
That's the long and the short of it. It's the rich guru who's posing as like the
they tie it up all kind of nicely. They give you the macro and the micro, like Brad was saying. You see it from his point of view and how it affected him, but then you see all the connections they have. When you look at the villains.
And that's what's cool is you see like his perspective shift on that too, where he's like he goes from like just fighting for his own vengeance to now he becomes a bit of a Robin Hood figure.
You know what's scary about this?
What's that?
Partially that shit happens over there in India. The bigger the Hindu guru there is, right? They tend to have like police officers in their pockets.
Yeah.
And it's like they're pretty much like they are like cult leaders.
Yeah, it's very taking advantage of people's beliefs. Yeah.
The closest thing that like here in the West, and especially you guys in America have, is like the Church of Scientology. They have a lot of they have a lot of LA police officers under under the account of cash and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah. So have you ever been to India, Aaron?
Pardon?
Have you ever been to
India?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I guess yeah. Well, I was thinking you might have because you're pulling you're giving a lot of cultural knowledge for the viewers tonight. Yeah, see, that's
it's because I have a friend from India.
Oh, okay.
And when we're like first starting to talk to each other and stuff, and I was talking about like, Hindu gurus and stuff, and he like, no, and they're bad people and stuff like that. And he was like freaked out when I was trying to talk to him about it because they're a big issue over there, real big issue.
Hey William, Bell says maybe you should watch 12 Monkeys. What do you think? Is that a watch party?
12
We
months.
could, yeah.
Well, speaking
The
of
movie
monkeys,
or the TV show?
I never much got into the TV show, but I did love the movie.
speaking of monkeys, of course, you absolutely loved that Wicked trailer the other night that Aaron and Ruth are just absolutely over the moon about.
Well, the flying monkeys were the only thing that would be able to even get me anywhere near.
Maybe,
Yeah.
that's the reason why Ruth isn't here, because she's still crying. I was still crying too. I'm so surprised.
I want that 2
that
minutes
you,
back.
It's
I'm so
surprising.
surprised that you didn't take a fancy to it, William.
It's like it had everything in there meant to ward me away.
So you didn't like like musicals like that.
It just wasn't for me. It just seemed kind of silly.
Only musical I like is Team America World Police.
America, fuck yeah!
2024 is the year of musicals, William. I mean, even 2023 ended off in like 2 musicals, right? With Willy Wonka and the Color Purple. But now you got
The
Joker.
new Joker movie's going to be a musical, ain't it?
Yeah. No,
And ironically, the movie set in India that we're watching right now has no musical numbers in it.
Captain Marvel 2 was kind of a musical for a little while there too. So they're kind of priming the pump.
Okay.
They're getting ready.
Here's what I was talking about here. The training scene that Dev does here, just hitting this bag. I just relate to that so much because of course I've spent plenty of time myself doing this, and it's very. I mean, it's very. If anybody who's never trained in martial arts, just the act of just punching, kicking, something like this. It's very cathartic. It can be very transcendent even because because you're just in the moment there of all. This is everything else just kind of fades away, and you're left there with with my skill, with my with my warrior spirit, and that's all there is in that moment. And this is this is basically what the scene is communicating, is that he's.
I like they do this with the rhythm,
with the drums, yeah.
So when the kids punch you in the head, they're feeling that.
As long as somebody hits the drum before he gets hit in the head, then it all works out perfect.
It's very capoeira.
Capoeira, like capoeira, like the fighting style where they use the drums to keep
capoeira.
keep the time.
Yeah. Dev's got some good kicks too. He's going to do a couple spinning back kicks here. He's got some pretty killer kicks.
William Fourth wants to know when this Terrifier 2 stuff's happening.
I might volunteer somebody else to run that one. I don't I have less than zero interest in Terrifier.
I wonder if I will with a movie like Terrifier, I will have to sit there and watch it alone, just to see how it is and that during the daytime. Because that would be. You guys have been saying about it. It's it freaking terrifies me.
Yeah, that would be weird.
Chappie says you're like Wade from Sonic. I don't know what that means, but cool.
I'm like Wade from Sonic. Okay. I'll take it. Yeah, of course we know Ruth is Terrifier is to Ruth what the Raid is to me. So
So Ruth needs you to be there, Vince. She claims.
Yeah, you definitely see. Yeah, Dev. He definitely you can see his training pretty clearly in the scene. He's got some skills. He's legit. I don't know who like what trying to think like who else, like who in the action movie world would anybody want to see Dev Patel kind of team up with or like go up against next? Who would be good for the Dev Patel's next adventure?
You ever seen the Green Knight, Brad?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, he's pretty awesome in that too.
Yeah.
He was a Gawain in that.
I think it'd be a pretty good like movie for kids to watch and shit, except for like one.
Oh,
one
it
scene
wouldn't.
in the middle. No, I think most of the movies is actually like on par because like
No, it's A24. That's not. There's nothing good for children.
It's not really that bad. It's got it's a decent flick. Because when I was younger, I didn't know. We just watched different kind of movies that were better. Like when my nephew and them were growing up, all the shit they watched sucked. There was no kind of fucking imagination or anything to it. I feel like the Green Knight had more of that in it. It's just one scene where in the middle where it's probably not like appropriate for kids, but other than that, it's like great movie. It's a great movie.
I don't know. I kind of want to see Dev like next. Maybe
you know what I'll love to see? I would love to see Dev Patel in a Quentin Tarantino movie.
Taladia says he's enjoying this movie a lot, by the way.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Yeah, have Dev, and this time have Dev. Maybe he's there to like avenge the disgracing of Bruce Lee and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Hopefully, that'd be awesome.
Not gonna happen. Chappie is saying no love for La La Land. It's one of his favorite movies of all time. It's not that we don't love it. I was just talking about how 2024 is the year of the musicals and the end of 2023 was the preamble to it all. So that's all. I'm not a big musical guy. I'm just pointing it out to frustrate William, who just got off screen to escape from us once again. This time it's personal.
I hear musicals are beyond La La Land. South Park, bigger, longer, and uncut. And
Yeah,
Mamma
South
Mia,
Park
yes,
is a musical.
yeah.
It's-
And
South
Mamma
Park
Mia,
is
yes,
a-
with Pierce Brosnan's horrendous singing in it.
Kyle's mom's the biggest bitch in the whole wide world. That fucking song. I forgot it was a musical. No, Chappie, we're not gonna watch Samurai Cop. Like, see, that's the thing with you, man. You start getting on a roll, and then the movies get worse and worse, man.
Can you? It's not like bad.
The Blame Canada song is great. Just substitute Canada with
Yeah.
Brad, and it's just
Yeah.
You're a knuckle fucker. Yes, it's fucking true. That shit's hilarious. I haven't seen that shit in forever, bro. Oh man. Both of their movies. I guess Basketball wasn't a fucking a musical, but what was the other one they did? The porno one they did. That was a musical.
Yeah, I actually saw that before I ever saw anything else. That was my intro to those guys was Basketball before I ever saw anything with South Park or.
I love Basketball.
Orgasmo, that's what it was called. Orgasmo is a superhero porno musical.
Yeah, they had.
I'm not a superhero. I'm a Latter-day Saint.
We're buffering here. Okay, they're back. What was that, Aaron?
I said, yeah, I remember all those movies.
Yeah, they had a show in the early 2000s too. It was called That's My Bush, which is it was like a
like
sitcom
one of those George
version.
Bush type shows.
Yeah, it was a sitcom
There's a
version of
couple.
like the Bush presidency. It didn't last too long, but it was pretty funny.
Yeah, I was gonna say I haven't dropped any frames or anything, so shouldn't have buffered. That's weird.
Yeah, it buffered for like 2 seconds for me there. They had the little circle spinning.
Brad's dog bit the cord.
No, that's no. Murphy wouldn't do that.
It's kind of one of the reasons that I like streaming this from OBS is I can keep track of all that stuff.
You know what? I've never seen that show.
That's My Bush? Yeah, it's
Yeah,
pretty
I've
funny.
never seen it.
It's,
It must not have come to Australia.
yeah, well, and of course, initially they had wanted to do, or they were going to do, because they thought Al Gore was going to win, so it was going to be called like Everybody Loves Al or something. And then once Bush became president, they had to rework it to, okay, now it's about Bush. So that's when they changed it. That's my Bush.
Josh Brolin played George Bush in a movie called W that came out like
Yeah, he's pretty good in that. Okay, these ring, now we're back to the Ong Bak ring fights, like you said, Spidey. This might be my favorite like one-on-one in the whole movie. And the Ong Bak comparison actually gets pretty apt in like one specific thing coming up here. I'm sure you'll know what I'm talking about when we see it.
Oh, Indian rap.
Yeah. It's my boy Brahim there, the mask on. Or actually, is that him or is it the next guy that's coming up? It's one or the other. Okay, yeah, that's Brahim because he is King Cobra in this. That's his credited role. But he was also the fight coordinator.
He said, "Oh, come on, Samurai Cop is great, and it's trash in the best possible way."
Chappy.
And Nerd Cosa Nostra's in the house.
How's it going, man?
Force says we need Team America now more than ever.
Nerd.
Perp just popped in. Say that 3 times fast.
Yes, Perp just popped in. Enjoy the movie, guys. Yes, it is a banger. Yeah, Basketball is great and directed by Lee. Yeah, I do like Basketball a lot.
Samurai Cop is great when you watch it MST3K. They make fun of how good people are looking, how physically fit they are, but when they have sex scenes, you don't want to watch it.
I think I might have only seen Samurai Cop once.
Bang.
You can follow along on Twitch, Nerd. Vince popped it in the chat, so you should be able to.
And Spidey, that's the Ong Bak comparison I was making there. It's the fight before like the 3 Fight Club fight scenes where the one guy runs up to him and he just puts him down with like one knee to the face. So that was kind of this is kind of like similar to that. Where it's like just a one-hit knockout.
Yeah, Anderson Silva.
You know what? I'm surprised. It's all
What's that?
strikes, and you don't see any grappling work.
Yeah, not so. Yeah. So, well, yeah, it's interesting because this is because they are fighting basically under MMA rules here, and and I think that's also kind of reflective. Like if you watch like a lot of MMA, as I do, you see like in the early days, it was very it was like you watch the fights, it's like 90% grappling. It was like 90% grappling in the early days, and then it's like now you watch it now, it's probably like 70-30 striking to grappling. So I think it's kind of the pendulum's kind of swung the other way now that sort of MMA has really become really entrenched, and everyone's really had the chance to adapt or really get familiar with it.
This reminds me of more combat karate.
Yeah, that is, and those are fun to watch. I love watching karate combat. I'm sure I've seen this big guy somewhere. I just don't know who he is.
Yeah, probably in some movies.
Yeah.
Big guy like that.
I actually showed my mum all like the combat karate stuff, and even she liked it.
Yeah, I think these are some of my favorite fight scenes here. All these fights in the like when he starts when he's not just throwing the fights, when he's actually fighting back now. because then it's like, okay, and he's taking the monkey poses too.
Oh wow, no, you're not supposed to do that.
Yeah.
See, this
Two cheap
kind of
shots.
shit I can't do.
Oh, where they're going back and forth with the dodging and
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah,
Do you like the Creed movies? Does that fuck with you, or you know what I'm talking about when they show the boxing?
A little bit when they're doing it that way.
Mhm.
It just takes me out of the scene for some reason. I don't know. I think it's just a matter of.
I think the Creed fights are way better than the old Rocky fights do by a million times.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh,
the
hell
Rocky
yeah.
fights are ridiculous. I
Well,
mean,
the Rocky Four
sounds that
fights are
those
like
punches
that's not
make.
like no, yeah, yeah. It's like if somebody the sounds the punches make Rocky Four. It's like you got hit by a bus. I mean, so yeah,
God,
they
it's like,
go
God.
here.
oh no, I was just reacting. Sorry.
What fight scenes were in Rocky Horror?
I think he
No,
said
come on,
Rocky
yeah.
4.
That's the Rocky Four, man, not Rocky Horror. Two different, very different Rockies.
Ruth's giving you a compliment on your interview, William. And
Oh, the
Vince
interview with
says
the
you got
Robert
reviews.
Burnett. Yeah, William, your interview video was fantastic. I watched it before. Yeah, that was I think that was not too long before I was really kind of on here regularly. I'd been on a few times. That was before I was like the kind of the co-host regularly. Yeah, William says your interview with video was fantastic. I watched it before tonight.
What's
Nerd
up?
has some Rocky 4 facts going
No,
on. here.
Ruth's complimenting your
you.
interview video with Robert Burnett. Yes, Sly Stone fixed that audio. Rocky Four. He took out the robot too. So depending on how you look at it, it's like that's either a good thing or like the biggest loss.
The only fighting that was done in the Rocky Horror Picture Show was Dr. Frankenfurter fighting Brad and Jen in bed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Perp has
yeah.
some information on the grappling fights in movies that you might have seen.
Yeah, the fight scenes in Bad City were also turned with crowd control and grappling. Yeah.
They didn't put up much of a fight, though, Aaron.
Yeah, they tap out pretty quickly.
So you want to give us an update on where the main character is at and his motivations?
Oh, that's funny, Clint. That really is funny.
Yeah. To kind of get what Spidey's talking about this moment. So now that he's
fire, Clint. That was absolute fire.
To kind of talk about kids' motivation. So now he's he's still on his revenge mission, but now is like he sees like the larger picture that it's with the guru and with his ties to the police, the captain, they burned down his village and the political infrastructure that how institutionalized all of this is. So now he's become the social like and the fights he just had there in the ring, that was to he was giving his money back to the community. He was nursed him back to health, and now he's fighting for more than just himself and his own family's and his people's honor. Now it's he's fighting to take down the corrupt establishment that is kind of is perpetuating this societal inequality. That's where his motivation stands at this point.
How about the Guru shoes? Those are badass shoes he's got going on over there, dude. I love the Guru shoes.
Yeah. Even bleached his mask too.
To be like the god from the legend.
Cool.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. This feels very 80s schlock done well, like a lot of direct-to-video action movies. The Percival in the movie moves up the ladder to corrupt politicians. Love that. Yeah. I totally agree, man. I love how she's so potty mouthed with all of her cooks and everything. She has got no filter at all. Queenie, we're talking about here.
Look at Brad being a kindergarten teacher. Potty mouth.
Oh my god, she's like the female version of Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah.
What is an idiot sandwich?
And that's the end of the mask. He did all that. That's
Yeah,
the last time we ever
that is. I
He
admit
does get
that
it
is
back
some-
though, right? He does
yeah,
get it back.
I admit that I would have liked to see him have it, keep that on for at least punching a few guys out.
But it wouldn't. Yeah, and it showed him fighting in it already, so it's not like he wouldn't be comfortable fighting in it. So, but I guess now that there's guns and knives involved, and people
Yeah.
can come at from different angles, I guess it's not ideal.
Oh, and this. Oh, William, yeah, you're back. Because oh man, oh shit's about to go down in about 2 minutes here.
Is there going to be a show tonight, William?
I'm not sure. I'm kind of dealing with some shit here. This air conditioner. So.
Uh-oh. It's not the time of the year not to have the air conditioner working. I should have
Nah,
it here last year.
They were up there before, and now they're back. They'll be back up there tonight.
What,
You
the
have
birds or
aircon
the
in your-
or
in
the
your
or the
place?
Cold War warriors?
People that are fixing this compressor motor.
You might
Yeah,
need to
he's
get
not-
a portable aircon.
Yeah, he's not wasting any
Those
time.
run
He's
up.
like,
Those run up
game
power
on,
more than the actual central air does. So, trying to avoid that.
oh,
if I
that's
can.
I love that. There he smashes the alcohol bottle over the burner.
Oh
Just
my
burns
god, this
flames.
is like the raid too.
Exactly. You guys won't listen to me when I tell you everything is like the raid.
Oh my god,
This
this is exactly like the kitchen scene.
Oh, there with the microwave door.
You know what Gordon Ramsay calls it? Chef Mike. They've injured Chef Mike. Poor Chef Mike.
Mm.
Yeah, nah.
Yeah, it's game on. No, he's like
Yeah.
gloves off.
He gets
yeah,
he gets
this-
nasty with it in this.
You can
Oh,
you
this
can
is-
tell that they've done really good research from like the chef point of view, because no
Yeah.
chef would choose a bigger knife like that.
And by the way, this is also again liking it to the raid because something like this happens in the raid in an elevator scene. Yeah, you're done.
Oh my
dude.
god, they're playing Boney M.
Wait, it gets better. It gets better.
And he twists the knife.
With his teeth. How's that for your 3Ds there, William?
It's going on. Is that Aaron singing?
Yes,
Yeah, sorry. I love
Oh.
Boney M.
What is going on?
Sorry.
No, I was like, they got to get Ruth on here to sing with you.
Yeah, he just.
What does Ruth have to do with her singing a song she likes?
Got the whole ABBA thing going on there, man.
Oh no, that was Boney M. You don't know who Boney M is?
You said Bernie
Oh,
M.
Boney M was an all black disco group.
Okay.
You know that song Rasputin? They did that.
Boney M. That's what Vince typed.
Yeah,
in
Boney
there.
M.
It sounded
Okay,
like
he
you said. It sounded like you said something else.
He's
for the
he's
accent
literally
there.
brought bottle rockets to his revenge mission here.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. How you like this scene, William? Since he's been in the elevator, is it
Weird
or
music.
even the kitchen? He was fucking him up.
Always.
The music's a letdown. What's with the soundscape here?
It's trying to
Oh,
show
it-
he's in a calm state right now as he
Yeah.
as he goes through all this. He's in a serene state as he's killing all these motherfuckers. Some of these cuts here are terrible, though, Brad. That's ever since we've been in the kitchen. That's the one thing. The scene is great, but some of these cuts are terrible.
Too much motion in the camera, man. I can't.
It's less for the motion for me. It's just where you can see where it cuts off. It's kind of sloppy, but I get what you're saying, William. But I don't have a problem with that as much. I enjoy it actually, as long as it's not too shaky. It's a little too shaky.
Oh, look at the Mr. Smith coming out of the elevator.
Mr. Anderson.
More. I need more.
I killed you, Mr. Anderson. I watched you die.
Me too.
We gotta watch that, William. Just that one. I know one is better, but I love two. Fucking two.
I like two as well.
Oh, he's got some reinforcements now.
I liked 4 for the satire of it.
Oh man, you're killing me here, Clint.
I like satire. What do you mean? I mean, I can't help it.
You can like whatever you want.
Yeah,
man.
like I said, William, Warzone now.
Yeah, there's all kinds of shit going on.
Oh, I love the
Bottle
part where he
rockets.
gets up on the counter and is kicking the dudes.
Somebody threw a chair, so you know it's on now. Yeah, Brad, I don't know, man. I'd like to see either another one or, like I say, man, involve it with Beekeeper or involve it with John Wick or both. Like it wouldn't be too bad.
Well, that guy just got his back snapped in half.
You could have Queenie's Hotel get bought up by the assassins, by the what I'm saying.
It's part of the continental now. And by the way, William, talking about the soundtrack, yeah, it went from the like very calm, like meditative music to now it's just thrash metal. Oh, that is such a Fist of Fury or Fist of Legend.
You were talking about Flashpoint the other day. That there's some good MMA. I know that Donnie Yen's not like an MMA guy, but there's a lot of cool little.
Oh, he's totally.
When he's in a fucking elevator or he catches somebody on the corner or a railing, it's over.
Yeah,
that's a good movie because there's a lot of good like big hits in that movie.
Yeah, well, no, Donnie's a big time MMA guy, and yeah, that really kind of helped put MMA into like a modern day action, especially Hong Kong movies.
Did you see the Shenzhen 2 he made? That was a sequel of
that was
Jet Li's movie and Bruce Lee's movie.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
It was good. It was good.
It was also
like overly dramatic, but it was good though. It was a good movie.
And it was half like a Kato movie too, because he's in the mask and the suit. Like
that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Which also Jet Li, when he had Black Mask, that was kind of that kind of movie as well, right?
And by the way, I do.
There you go, William. One of the 3Ds for you right there.
Yeah, well, not only that, but also this is maybe a nitpick. Is it even possible to like sever someone's finger there with a tray like that?
Not like that. Nah, that tray.
You got to believe in yourself, and you got to sharpen at least one side. So the other side, that's the trick. Is you got other sides looking dull, but that's actually a killing tray. That's not a normal tray. It's not a serving tray. That's an assassination tray.
So long answer short, no.
Ruth has assassination.
This ever happened every weekend in Newcastle. Yeah, I told you it's all out war in this the last third of the movie.
What did she say?
Oh.
She said it happens every time in Scotland.
Every week in Scotland.
She's got one of those assassination hors d'oeuvre trays at the house right now. It's decapitation rated, so it'll definitely take a thumb easy. Yeah, man, I think that's the idea, man. We gotta get fourth on writing it. We do John Wick, the Beekeeper, and the Monkey Man.
Well, again, we'll talk a little bit more about the ambiguity.
Continental by the hotel out there, and the Beekeeper. Somebody fucking stole some money from like one of these. They stole money from these people, the people that he won the money for in the fight. They got their money stolen. So Jason Statham shows up. All right.
Little Murphy says, I love the Ray movies. They took the Jackie Chan model of anything as a weapon. The gory horror movie loves. Every fight scene is capped off with awesome Jason. Yeah, pretty apt description there, man.
Yeah.
All right, William, tell me what you think. I think these two fight scenes, this one and the beginning one, I think they should be flipped. I think this should have been the fight at the beginning.
What you're talking about
I think
here.
the one in the bathroom should have been this fight. You'll see what I mean.
Well, because it's just the tempo that both of them have and kind of the
I get the serene. They're like he's like one with himself when he faces off this monster in his life. I understand that, but everything else about it, it's like I wish the fights were still happening.
Yeah, well, and that's I think that's maybe a little bit intentional on Dev Patel's part, is the idea that because he's finally facing the guy who killed his family.
And you said it's like there's bigger things going on even in his purview. So.
Yeah, so it's almost like this is like almost like an afterthought for him now. It's like an obstacle for him to get to like the real threat or the real villain. But so he's it's not the glorious like it's not gonna be like the glorious revenge like honor killing that he's sort of envisioned in his mind all of his life. It's more of an obstacle.
Takedown to move on.
Yeah, it's something to get he's going through one doorway to get to the other. It's to what the
still when you're
real
making a
culprit
fucking
behind it all.
movie about fights, you should have your better fights at the end.
Yeah.
I get what you mean. But still.
It's like this is a pretty good fight scene. It's just
yeah, but the other one's better. So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. The way the way that kind of like the finishing blow here that comes up that I'll talk about in a minute. It's like that's where it's like it's kind of like okay, we could have maybe been a little more creative there, but
that's a little Bruce Lee reference right there with the mirrors. That's from
Enter
the Dragon.
That's just Dragon here, yeah. It's weird too because of course when they did something like this in John Wick 2 as well with the Hall of Mirrors, but that's actually really, you talk about from like a production standpoint. I mean, that really makes it really complicated because they have to film it in a way where the camera isn't reflected in all the mirrors around.
But that shit's like one of Bruce Lee versus Han. That's like one of the classic fights of movies too. Like Bruce Lee's got the 3 scars on his chest or the scratches on his chest from the claw. It's a great fight.
Yeah.
I mean, Han's not the best fighter, but it's a classic kind of like setup for the fight out.
No, he's a good fighter. It's just that he gets, he's just gets steamrolled by Lee.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Again, that's another case of, he's the main bad guy, but rotate your fights. Some movies, the last fight is the worst fight, though. Sometimes it's not the worst.
Yeah. Well, this is this is what kind of I'm talking about here. It's like it's a solid fight scene just in the abstract, but just kind of like the finishing blow here with just taking him out with the shoe with like 10 hits.
Yeah.
Like it's like okay, it's like
it's got Django energy with the shoe. That's what's going on.
Yeah. It's not really like it doesn't have like the same like Mortal Kombat like burner sherm kind of thing. It's like but I mean, it's every bit as brutal, but it's not.
Nerd's got a question for let's say William and Brad.
Since the film was in the cinema long, do you think it will garner more? Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's kind of engineered too, really. I mean, this is the kind of thing that like since this film wasn't in the cinema long, do you think it will garner more of a cult following? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
I think it's a pretty solid movie all the way through.
Yeah.
If anything, it's there's a heavy message. I guess if there was a complaint about an action movie, I guess the message is a bit heavy, but I don't think it's too heavy. So,
yeah,
I think it's a pretty solid action movie all the way through. Just like, have you ever seen that movie Man from Nowhere? I think that's a really good movie. It's nice and long, but it's like always.
I've heard of it. I haven't seen it, but people have told me.
Check it out. It always finds its way on Netflix. It's a Korean movie, but check it out if you get a chance.
I think it's on Haya too. On if you're familiar with the streaming platform Haya.
Yeah, check it out. Oh yeah, the martial arts joint.
Yeah, the well go.
Yeah, this was an anticlimactic little fight here.
That's what I'm saying.
Which again, because the fight there in the lobby and like
bathroom, it was great. It was a really good fight.
The first bathroom one that was phenomenal. Yeah, it's not even.
I get it though. Like you said, it's like he's closing this part of his life off, and this guy's on the ground, like not really begging for his life, but he's at a lower position than him, so he's. You know what I mean? Everything has changed. Where he was in that position in the past, that's changed, and now it's not even like that big of a deal for him because he sees the bigger, like you were saying, he sees the bigger picture of the world.
It's very therapeutic for him, and a bit of closure.
Yeah, you can see in his eyes. You can see in his eyes. This is very cleansing. This is very. He's removed this burden from his shoulders for, even though it's not the priority anymore to take out the police chief. It's still something that's that he's carrying inside of him that he's now rid himself of finally.
Perp says there's another one called No Tears for the Dead. I don't think I've seen that one. I've been trying to check out a lot of different Korean movies, so I might have to check that out, especially since Man from Nowhere was so good. So I saw that back in like 2017.
That's 2 movies in a row where somebody used a severed finger to get into somewhere.
Yeah, it's a sci-fi center trend now, William. We got to watch movies where people are getting their thumbs cut off.
Yeah.
Just like the Batman.
Yeah, that was in the Batman too, right? Exactly.
Yeah.
And even if we're getting technical, BVS Luther had Zod's.
Oh yeah,
fingerprint,
Lex
right?
skinning Zod's fingerprints off. Yeah. Nerd, I think this movie looks great. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Yeah. I really dig Monkey Man overall. And yeah, of course, this is what I was referring to, and we'll still hold off for a couple of minutes. Let it all play out for
It's like
everybody.
a video game. He's going to the next level.
That's what,
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
the raid, right? That's how the raid is. It's like a
and
video game.
also a little bit like Game of Death, or like a little bit like Game of Death or Kiss of the Dragon too, where it's like he's fighting his way up the levels.
Or Punisher, or Judge Dredd, or Dredd 3. I mean,
Or the raid.
you gotta play this game called Sifu,
Yeah, the Raid.
Brad. You'll love it. It's just like the raid. It's like a raid.
I've heard of it. It looks pretty awesome. I haven't played.
The artwork could be a little bit better.
I've
It's
been
like Fortnite, but the gameplay, I think you fuck with it. I think
I've
you
been meaning to, but it's like I haven't. But yeah, but it does look pretty. It looks pretty rad. I've been wanting to give that, go down the rabbit hole with that.
Yeah, it's literally like running up a building and stopping the bad guys and going to a warehouse. Like everything is set up like an action movie, like everything. So like when you play
Yeah,
well,
the gameplay looks pretty. Looks right up my alley as far as like a fighting game.
I think it'll be the closest game I've seen that's to a raid. So.
Yeah, see, that's why contrasting this moment, to the previous one, he takes out the police chief and now he meets the guru.
He's having a Dr. Manhattan, Ozymandias moment right here.
Yeah,
With the
yeah.
pool. The fucking location.
But it's like this is the climax. This is the moment of his revenge he's waited his whole life for. But now it's like, it's not what he expected because the target is different and the motivation has changed so much. So and because he has really kind of cleansed himself in the blood of the other guy previously. It's this is he's coming into this with a whole other perspective of.
Perp has a question for you. I don't think he knows you enough to know the answer, but I'll even say the Raid is better than Die Hard. I know that's probably blasphemy to some movie watchers, but I think the Raid's better. Than Die
I probably would lean towards the, but don't get me wrong, Die Hard.
The Raid definitely stepped up action movies back when it came out.
Yeah,
it
don't get me wrong. The Die Hard, I absolutely love Die Hard. It's a classic, and yes, it is a Christmas movie. Okay.
These shoes right here, Brad. That's what I'm telling you, dude. You
Yeah.
gotta give me some of them shoes. I gotta give me some hand carved wood.
Yeah. Well, they're gonna
sandals
be
with no
useful.
tops.
They have another use for them, as we find out in a minute.
Yeah, I get it, but you see, there's no straps on those, and they still hold on to your foot. Those are some good shoes right there, dude. I don't know if you've ever seen some shoes like that, bro. Those are some nice shoes.
Nah, I haven't.
Uh oh.
Yeah, and see, that's what I'm talking
Ruth
about here.
saw Late Night with the Devil. Finally, we're gonna have to talk about that, Ruth. I want to know what you thought, because I'm a horror novice, but I did enjoy it. I'm a horror novice. That movie's good too, Brad and William. You should check it out, in my opinion. But like I said, I'm not
Oh
sure.
shit!
Yeah.
What's that from, Brad?
Dropping
Knife to the hand like that. What's that from? What
Oh,
movie is
that's
that from?
oh damn it. That's well, that did happen in John Wick 4.
Yeah. Some other
that's
movies
it?
that happens, but yeah, that's what I was.
Well, there's like
There's other
50
movies
probably
that-
that somebody gets stabbed through the hand.
Yeah. But they hold it like that. Like that was in John Wick 4, right? So.
Yeah.
Yeah, he deserved this. This death was totally deserved.
Yeah,
and he
this-
tried to
this guy-
convince him at the last minute to kind of like join him, do a little emperor action.
Yeah,
He was-
this dude was like this guy's a scumbag.
like you could have done the whole movie without killing him, and it still would have been just as good. But this is great right here because he's such a
Yeah.
dick. He gets it right in the forehead, dude. I love it.
Yeah.
Nerd likes Late Night with the Devil. I only seen it once, Nerd. I'm thinking about watching it again, but you guys got me watching Fallout.
Just
and
look
fucking
at how
Gen V and all that
blood
shit.
he is covered in now.
Yeah, it's mostly his blood, and he should be dead
Exactly.
like 1 second after this movie ends. He should be dead himself.
Well, that's
William was saying.
again. Well, again, I want to let the ending play out a little bit before we kind of start talking about the ambiguity. Although you guys maybe are already guessing what we're referring to here.
So a lot of you fucks with this movie, man. All he's been talking about how great it is in the chat.
You would be surprised how much a human body can lose blood. I used to be a medic, and you could lose a lot of blood.
Not
Yeah,
that
but
much.
there's other. Yeah, well, there's also tons of other things you can't survive, like like everything else has happened to him.
What you guys don't know is he's the blood god that Frost was on Blade 1, so he's got some extra blood to spare. He's good. He's good.
Also,
so,
what
yeah.
seems like a lot, if you ever spilt a glass of water on the floor and it goes everywhere, and it's only a little glass of water.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
I guess, yeah. The movie seems to be pretty much telling you here that he's he's mortally wounded and he's dying, but it's also, again, it's keeping it ambiguous. So I don't know what Spidey, like what's your reading of the way the last scene here wraps up when he's having the memory of his mother, and then he's the way
I think they kind of leave it up to. I think they leave it up to either way, right?
Yeah,
like he could make it, or he got what he needed
like
to
Blade
get
Runner
done.
2049.
Yeah.
Yeah, the vision of his mother. I think obviously the idea is that
That you seen her in the afterlife.
It can be interpreted that way, or it can be interpreted as I've
I've
there's
accomplished this mission,
the freeing.
just cause.
It's the freeing of it's like
Wrapped
what
up
I've had
just
to
now.
carry-
Forth.
Yeah, it's what I've had to carry around inside of me for all these years since my mother was killed, my village was burned down. It's like it's all that is it's just a release for him. So it can be read either way. It's like it's a release, or it's a release figuratively or literally. Basically, either it's a release of all the grief and all the anger, or it's like he's fulfilled this mission. It's like now he's ready to die at this point.
Well, we know Taladia liked it. What'd you think, Aaron?
I really liked it.
Yeah, I dug it.
It was- I could see a lot of John Wick, yes, but you can being like now knowing stuff about the raid, and watching the raid 1 and 2, I can see a lot of that stuff there. So it's a homage of all different
types,
genres and that in one. It's not just a pure Indian version of John Wick, which a lot of people are saying it's totally different.
Yeah.
That's getting a little bit overused too, by the way. Everything is being compared to
yeah.
one the movie.
Well, and especially because he never uses a gun in the whole movie.
Well, he tried to, but it didn't work out.
But he clearly doesn't have like gun fu skills. Not...
Yes, it's totally overused word, John Wick. I mean, the raid.
No, you can never overuse the raid.
And I can tell why in a lot of interviews where people have compared this movie to John Wick, why you can tell by his body language that he's annoyed by it.
Well, it helps you take it to new movies because they compared the Beekeeper to John Wick as well, right? So it's a marketing gimmick.
Well, again, it's not that there's no like John Wick connectivity whatsoever. It's just that he didn't want that to be just the essence of it. It was like it didn't want to be just labeled like John Wick in India. He didn't want that to be just like the be all and end all of like how Monkey Man is received, and because there's clearly a lot more than that.
Well, William, what did you think? What did the chat think too? What did everybody in the chat think about this movie?
I thought it was good. I thought Beekeeper was a little bit better, but on its own, there's a lot of elements in there that would sort of turn me off. The camera work, it was a no-go for me. Even if it was only certain scenes, it was really hard to get my mind back on track after that disruption. The story was kind of disjointed because it kind of got like a bigger symbolic story that I wasn't really into towards the end. I just wanted them to fuck up the people that had fucked him up. And I thought the story was a little bit out of like, okay, now you're this. It's not just about this. Now you're this whole, to me,
he goes from the Punisher to Robin Hood.
That to me, I'm like the focus I thought wasn't narrow enough, but it didn't destroy. It's still a good movie. I would rate it I would give it good. I wouldn't say great. It's great, has great moments, but overall, it's a good movie.
I think it's a pretty, as far as like Dev Patel is both an action movie star and an action filmmaker. I think it's a pretty strong start for him. So I'm really eager to see what else he does in this space going forward, as far as making action movies and doing martial arts cinematically and of course
I hope he learns from this one though. I hope he looks at
Fourth has some advice for you, Brad.
Yeah, well, go ahead, Aaron.
Don't forget that this is his directorial debut too.
Yeah, and that he, again, he damn near, I mean, just everything he went through to make this happen. I mean, just talk about and he, just seeing your dream through, come hell or high water. I mean, it's. I mean, you can all. I mean, in the last scene, you can almost see in his eyes. I mean, the release is as much for Dev himself. It's like, I did it. I got this over the finish line. It's like I made the movie that I had in my head. As growing up loving these movies, I finally made my own. You could see that really written all over it. And again, for a first timer, it's a pretty strong start as far as leading and directing action movies. I think he's again, who, as far as like where he could go from here, it's like, pairing up like maybe with like maybe some of the Bollywood guys, like some like Tiger.
Well, you said this movie was made for under 15 million, right?
Yeah, it was like $10 million budget.
Yeah, well,
yeah, 10 million. Like I said, you can clearly tell it's a first movie, but like I said, he can definitely get better from here. But I would not rewatch this, but I enjoyed the time I did watch it on.
Ruth,
sound like you're breaking up. You sound like you're breaking up with the movie, but you don't want to hurt his feelings.
Ruth says, "I'm going to watch from the start again this week." All right, Ruth.
Awesome.
It's
yeah. Vince says $10 million budget, $34 million at the box office.
Yeah, pretty good. Yeah,
even if you guys do that ridiculous fucking box office math where 2.5 is the number, it's still cleared, right? So
yeah.
Well,
again, it's because it was Jordan Peele who saw this and said, "Yeah, I want to put I'm going to use my prestige as producing power to put this out cinematically," and see. But even that aside, it's like it's something within this genre. It's clearly designed to, or it's clearly they know where their bread is buttered as far as like where they're going to get the bulk of their revenue and their bulk of the fan crew, but the box office success is kind of just the cherry on top.
What's up?
I'm digging this whole doing action movies on Fridays. So what do you think if we just keep it rolling?
It depends on the movie too. I mean,
what about somebody said Dread 3D? That kind of would fit the theme, right?
Yeah,
I haven't seen Dread.
You haven't seen Dread 3D, dude?
Yeah.
Well, are you kidding? That's way better than fucking Judge Dredd, dude. It's like the comic.
Yeah. Oh, it's the Dread.
It's like,
I haven't liked. Which one had
82,000?
And it has the same plot as the Raid.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
Dread 3D.
Oh my gosh, Aaron! There's a comic book called 82,000, right? And there's these characters called judges, which are like they have the authority to kill you. They have the authority to
I've heard of Dread.
Yeah. Dread 3D is just a new. It's like a newer Judge Dredd movie. Came out like 2012.
Oh no! What's called Dread 3D?
Even Fourth is like surprised you haven't seen Dread 3D.
As growing up, I really was never into Dread at all.
Dude, you gotta at least watch it. It's a decent. Even if you don't like Dread, it's a good action movie.
Well,
it's a good action.
Here's the thing, though. Rule for me, I have to be interested in the premise before I jump into most of the things. Or it's just wasting my time. So.
Aaron,
it's like Super Raid. It's like Raid with guns, basically. Like
I've gone 12 years without seeing it. I'll be all right. But I mean, I'm open to it.
Yeah, Aaron.
Even Vince is giving you the wiki for it, dude. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah, Fourth kind of clarify. It was called Dread 3D when it was put out theatrically because it was released in 3D. But I mean, just the official title is just Dread.
Yeah. Well, I was giving that to just anybody who.
So it's not like a separate movie. It's just Dread.
Oh, okay. Well, it sounded like it was a bloody.
Sorry, I saw it in the theater. I saw it in the theaters, Aaron. So I'm still hyped up back from when I saw it originally.
I was thinking, there's a third Dread movie. Where did this come from?
No, it's the second one. It's the second one.
Dread, great low budget movie.
Fourth has another one for him, Brad. Pull that one that Fourth just put up there.
By the way, it was a bomb in theaters. By the way,
yeah, whatever, William. Not everything in these. We went off of everything being like, would you want to be watching a bunch of Super Mario movies and a fucking bunch of movies? I don't want to see that bullshit. So Dread is fine. Dread is a great movie. I'd rather see good movies.
Pass.
Ruth, have you seen Dread? Dread 3D, whatever.
I think I've earned my sci-fi badge for it. Thank you, though.
What the fourth? Okay, the action in Dread is nowhere near the Raid. Yeah, I would give you that,
Yeah.
but there's
Yeah,
still it's still one build a movie. Let's call it in between a Punisher and a Raid. Perp, how about that?
Yeah.
In between a
And, you know,
Punisher and a Raid for one billion movies.
I've got a hot take. I
What's that?
prefer Judge Dredd over Dredd.
Oh
That is a
wow,
hot
I'm
take.
sorry. That is a hot take. That's a chappy.
Right.
That's a chappy temperature take right there.
Yeah, I'm sorry. How?
Hey, opinions. They can all. Everybody has them, man. Whatever. You like what you like.
Listen, Aaron, I knew you'd say that.
Even Forrest got one for you. Sorry, Ruth. It's just called Dread. I call it Dread 3D because I saw it in the theater. Forrest has one for you. Brad, you gotta pull it up.
I'm
right
sorry, Dread is
coming
better
right
than
for
Raid.
you.
Yeah. You see this debate a lot because again they are both like the one building, confined setting kind of action movies.
Oh yeah, and Lena Headey is in the movie, William. So there you go. You got Cersei in the flick.
Yeah,
So that should be the sell right there. And it has Dakota Johnson. Isn't it Dakota Johnson or is it somebody else? I think it's Dakota.
No, I
Johnson.
don't think it was as her as Judge Anderson. No, that wasn't. No, I don't think that was her. That was. I need to look her up. But
The guy who plays Dredd, I forget his name, but he's really good in a lot
Carl
of.
Urban.
Carl Urban.
Who doesn't
Power
need to take his
Rocket.
mask off. So he doesn't take his mask off for the whole fucking movie because Carl Urban doesn't need to take.
You know
his
what?
mask
I'm
off when he does.
surprised that they've never made a Judge Dredd TV show, like a live action one.
Yeah,
I don't know. The comics go with the year, right, William? So like whatever year it is in the comics, it's the year right now.
It flows. So Dredd ages, like in real time. So he's in the comics. He's like in his 70s now.
Yeah, I think that shit's been going since 1978 or something like that, William, or 1979.
In the early 80s at the midway point. All right, guys, that's where we're going to wrap it up because I got to jump on and then I got to get home because this is air conditioning.
So show tonight, William, or no?
I'll let you know. You'll just pay attention to the notifications.
Yeah.
Hey, Fourth says that Vince is going to do up Dread right now, so we're just going to keep it rolling, I guess.
Perp says as far as Monkey Man, the Snatch movie, the personality, and all those. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good way to sum it up. Pretty good way to sum it up.
Can I say thank you very much, Brad? This was a beautiful delight.
Try, everybody.
I keep telling you guys when I recommend it. It's great. It's very try when I recommend it.
I recommended this one because I hadn't seen it yet. What the fuck you guys talking about? All right, see y'all later.
Try 3D.